All right, everybody, what's going on? It's your boy Jay Banks on another episode of ThePowWow. What's cracking, AI?
Hey, what up? What up? How we doing, guys?
Dude, that red looks
Yeah,
perfect on the podcast.
popping. Yeah,
I almost wore my red Ken Griffey shirt as well, bro. I'm glad I didn't.
yeah,
You said you almost wore your box logo
yeah.
shirt.
I almost did, but I.
We've been hanging out too much, obviously. Man.
Yep.
All right, so this week, man, we've had a lot of bangers. Every Tuesday, we're getting a new company in here, and this week we've got Farmer Nate, man. Now this is something great, dude, because you're local, right? So everything you do is here, right in the city. It's in Cincinnati or Kentucky.
Covington.
Covington, very cool, man. That's bro, like Covington in the past 10 years is on such an upward spiral, man. Like if you get a Jimmy John's, you know that they've done the research and they're like, all right, this is a spot that we want to be, bro.
Definitely.
Like, so that's one of those things. Like over by us, like we live in Dayton, Kentucky, so it's like Bellevue is like our that's what we're grabbing onto, and the word on the block is we're getting the Starbucks
In Dayton?
in Bellevue. Yeah,
Nice.
so right there where the old Subway and
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
In
Burger
front of
King.
Buckhead.
Subway and Burger King. Yeah, so
Yeah.
they're gutting that out and they're putting a Starbucks in there. So they had to reroute all the
That's
traffic they're gonna do there.
Just more traffic. That's all I can think about.
Bro, and that's crazy,
I
man.
sit in that.
That avenue, like it'll take you like 15 minutes just to get down from Dayton to the levee
I
sometimes,
know.
Yeah,
man.
it gets real bad.
Yeah, and if there were no lights and no interruptions, it's a 3-minute drive.
Right.
It really
and
is.
there's a lot of potholes on that little stretch too.
Dude,
It
it
is,
just
yeah.
keeps popping
Yeah.
up too, man. They patch them and then it pops up a month later, bro. And like they're big potholes too, man.
Yeah.
Like, they'll the potholes will be so deep that you actually see the old brick from the
Yeah.
lifetime ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I drive a Jeep and it's like pretty well lifted, but it's still like
Oh, I know.
I hear it every time I go over it hit my bumper.
Oh yeah.
I rear-ended him. Actually,
You told me that,
Yeah,
that exact stretch.
Yeah, at that exact spot.
I
yeah.
wasn't gonna bring it up. I didn't know.
I'll bring it up.
if
It's
you'd
cool.
Be cool with it or
No,
not,
it's all
so-
right. It's all right. It's a funny story. It was just happened to be. I was distracted for a quick second, and I mean, it's been a long time before that I had any car issues. Period. No wrecks. Nothing forever. But just happenstance, he was at that spot, and his Jeep. Yeah, I like went right into it. It wasn't even that hard, but it was the plastic on my car. His like Jeep. Like the square Jeep thing in the back, it just went right through that.
Yeah,
And-
my bumper was fine. There was not a scratch on it. But
it wasn't even that
That's
fast.
that's
but-
that Jeep mentality, man.
Yeah.
They take a beating, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the gas prices are not worth it. I pay I get 13 miles to the gallon
Oh,
on my
man.
Jeep. So, but other than that, it's a tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting around 12 to 13 with my Porsche Cayenne right now, man.
Oh,
And
right on.
it's one of those things like that Porsche, bro. It's like on its last leg right now, and I'm like, I better be able to keep this thing because there's videos of the Jeeps and Porsches going out on those terrains together, and that Porsche keeps up with the Jeeps, man. Like
Really?
obviously the Jeep has a lot of like off-roading capabilities, but you put that Porsche in the mountain mode, and I've never had a chance to actually click it down to mountain mode yet, and I'm like, if I ruin this fucking car, bro, before I get
Yeah.
to drop it down to mountain mode, I'm gonna be so pissed. Like I wouldn't mind just taking it and turning it to like a Mad Max vehicle, dude. Just
Yeah.
start putting like metal over metal all over it, and just
Those are real low though, right? They sit pretty low to the ground.
yeah, you know what's crazy? They actually have there's an air suspension inside it that even if your own tire goes flat, there's a hose that you can attach inside and pump your own tire.
Oh, that's really cool.
With the compression that's inside there. But yeah, it's like I don't have any like mutters or like any other
Right.
like I just got the standard wheels on it, man. But I've never had a chance to do any of that stuff. But it's crazy. Like you'll see the videos. And that Porsche is doing the inclines and it's dipping in the water just like the Jeeps are.
Yeah.
And, those videos are fucking awesome
I'll
to
have to
watch. What's
check this
cracking,
out.
dude? I see Andrew worried over here. You keep looking at.
I'm just looking at the widgets.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You know what I was wondering too? So we're live on Instagram right now. What I was thinking is Instagram has that long shot. So I wonder if they're just getting this right here. So if you're on Instagram, this is all you're seeing. What's up, dude?
What are you seeing?
So we'll keep bouncing to this shot too. And then of course we got B-Rad in the house, man. B-Rad, what's cracking, bro?
What up?
Hey, there he is. He's back here. So he's actually on Facebook right now. So if you want to go on to Native on the Levee, he's the one that's answering all the questions and saying hi. And if you got any questions for Farmer Nate, we can throw them your way as well. But I do want to tell you a story, man. This is crazy because I was at Jungle Gyms like 2 weeks ago. Me and my wife, we always that's like a date night for us, dude. We'll go there. And since we've been going to the one, actually since COVID, really, we haven't been drinking when we've been there. But we used to go there, and the first thing we would do is go to the bar, and then they would have either wine or like some type of like draft beer that you can pick. Yeah. And I would always get the bourbon barrel, dude, because it's like if I can drink bourbon barrel and go shopping for groceries, like what? Great. Yeah, it doesn't get any better than that, bro. So we were down there, and of course we always hit the hot sauce section because I'm always looking for like the stuff on Hot Ones, that YouTube show. And there's hot sauce. There's aisles, bro. Obviously but there's aisles of these hot sauces. And so we're standing there, and my wife literally points at one out of the thousands that are there. And she goes, "Hey, look at that." And I look at her and I go, "Why did you point at that?" And she was like, I thought you would like the logo. I'm like, I wasn't talking about that earlier today. And I didn't think I was, but there's like, how did she just point out the one thing that was alerted to me a couple hours ago? So I'm like, look at this. And I show her Andrew's text message on his phone where he was like, hey, I'm friends with this dude, Nate. We're like childhood friends, and now he's got his own hot sauce. And I think we should really interview him. His hot sauce is really good. And I'm like, look at this. Like, this was like, look at this. The timestamp on this was this morning. And like, how did you just point that out? So we bought the hot sauce, which was the mild. It's called Kentucky
Tang.
Kentucky Tang.
Yeah,
it's fire,
bro. So literally, like, here's one thing I would suggest. Like, if people are buying it, your mild is hot, bro. It's like you should put like, this is Nate's mild, right? This is Nate's version of mild. But like we had it at the house, and then a couple days later, we had Gold Star, and they forgot to throw hot sauce in the to-go thing. And
that's key when it comes to Gold Star.
Holy cow, dude! Like I wasn't prepared for how good your hot sauce was, because it's not like it makes hot sauce look watered down and just miserable, right? Like what you you change the taste of that coney because there's so many ingredients and there's a little bit of thickness to your hot sauce that isn't in just the standard Texas Pete or whatever's out there, bro. But the whole coney tasted different. It tasted like I was eating a gourmet coney, and I'm like, this is the trick, dude. This is so genius. Like you're putting a twist on something local here, and it tasted so good, bro. I was like, I cannot wait to interview this dude just so I can tell him this story, man.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome, though. I tried to like not do a normal hot sauce, but that's pretty wild that that text message and your wife pointing it out happened. That's like a magic moment, like a meant to be moment.
Definitely, and it could have something to do with the logo. The packaging is really clean and crisp on there, man. It's not cheesy like we were talking earlier. It's not. It doesn't have the cartoon, guy's head blowing up or
silly names.
El Chapo's chili. Nothing like that. It's just like, and it was so. It threw me off because of the fact that like the mild had so much flavor to it, man. Like when you're buying something mild, it's like, all right, like we're just testing the waters here. But like the flavor on it was fire, bro. And that's why I actually put in the description, like, this is fire, literally. Like,
yeah,
that's
dude.
amazing. I'm glad you guys like it.
Yeah, bro. I was hoping. Like he said, you brought the hot one down today.
Yeah, so I brought my hot one that's on my current lineup, and then I brought a super hot that is I do a yearly release. So every November I do this crazy hot sauce. It has 4 of the world's hottest peppers in it.
Nice.
So I brought that down. You guys don't have to try it if you don't want to.
We're trying.
Definitely trying.
Okay. It gets
Are you kidding
hot.
me? We got stuff to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we do. We're about the hot sauce in this place, man. Like honestly, like we sell the 1 chip challenges each year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we get a limited amount, and then we just sell them so people can get them in person, right?
We actually let people do them for free.
Yeah,
so the first thing is like if you want to try it on the podcast, then you can you just DM us, and then we've got a list of people that can we'll just count you in every Tuesday. We're gonna grab somebody in and let you do it for free. But we had so many people that came in and they're like, "Hey, bro, I want to try it on my own podcast, or I just want to do it at my house." So we just started selling them here, just just as like the we don't want to sell price. It was like $20 or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
You know?
But it's one of those things where people can't get them anywhere.
Yeah.
And like we like to get select stuff, and that's such a unique thing. That one chip challenge is something.
People are coming back here every single year for it.
For real, it's a human experience thing.
Have you guys done it?
Yeah. We do it right on. We do it right on our own podcast.
Nice.
We do live.
He's a champ, bro. Like I don't know if his taste buds are just gone because of COVID, but I actually, you know what? The first year you did it, we didn't even have COVID yet.
We didn't have
so.
COVID yet.
But how do you feel like 3 hours later?
Ooh, see now that's so the first chip
6 hours.
Yeah, the first chip it was like 10 minutes. It was gone, and then it would come back a couple minutes later, and you would feel it in your stomach, and then you can literally feel where it is in your stomach, like to a T. It's like a homing device in there.
Yeah.
But this year's chip was like 10 times worse.
A flash grenade went off in your stomach.
The first or the previous ones to this past year, I think, were just maybe ghost pepper.
Yeah, and this one had Carolina Reaper and ghost pepper.
Scorpion.
And then,
no, that's what it was. It was
Scorpion
and the Carolina Reaper.
Yeah.
There was little scorpions on the actual packaging.
Yeah, that's right. They're doing 2022. It's going to be the same recipe, but it's supposed to make your tongue blue. I don't know.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was
make it any hotter.
I mean, so I can see that because the chip this year was a lot thicker than it was last year. Last year,
tasted gross.
there was so a lot of them had like the chips were broken, right? So I'm sure people were kind of pissed about that, but it is what it is, bro. It's a chip. Like these things are delivered all around.
Right.
But the chip was so much thicker this year, and like for us, like the next day. Like I was like, bro, I got COVID, man. Like my nose felt hollow. I had the meat sweats all day, and I have to work the morning shift. He works the night shift, so he came in at like 4 o'clock, and he had the meat sweats, and I was like, bro, thank God, dude. Like I thought I had COVID, man. Like I didn't know what. Like it messed my sinuses up so bad, and it wasn't just like the chip the year before. It was a 1-day thing. Like this chip, like. I don't know if you're convinced that you're having like stomach issues like consistently after that thing, but like I've had diverticulitis, bro. So like I had a foot of my intestines cut out, so I shouldn't be doing hot stuff in general.
Right.
But it's like it's fun, bro. And
I felt it for 2 weeks. Cool. I felt like anytime I'd eat any hot stuff too, like I would feel the same feeling. It would bring back it's like PTSD for like hot stuff. So like like he talked about, I have no. Hot stuff doesn't really hit me that hard. I don't know why that is. It is what it is. But like in that case, after I ate that, like I would eat like normal buffalo hot sauce, and I would feel this feeling that I ate the one chip, and I'm like, this just ruined my meal. Like it literally ruined my. I'm like, oh man, like, and I'm not even around anybody to like flex on. I'm just like, this just ruined what I'm eating because all I'm feeling is that hot chip.
Same sensation.
And it's way out of my system at this point. We're talking 2 to 3 weeks in, and I'm like, it's way gone. Why is that? Why am I still feeling this? So something with that chip isn't right.
My side effects didn't last 2 weeks, but I will say I ate the chip. I was fine. I was like, this isn't too bad. I sweated a little. I got like a little shaky, but then 10 minutes passed. I was fine, but 3 hours. So I do Uber Eats on the side, and I was doing Uber Eats, and all of a sudden I was driving. I just like keeled over because I had the worst cramp ever. I thought I might have been dying.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Yeah. I was like, what is going on? Then I remembered I ate the chip.
Yeah, it's terrible, dude. And like it just keeps coming back. It's like it goes away and then it comes back and just reminds you like, hey, I'm still here.
That's how long did it take for you to pass it? I don't want to get too personal, but how long did it take for you to pass it?
Maybe like 20 minutes. I had to pull over at a Kroger in Norwood, and I just sat there, and it was but it was very bad. Very bad. Did you like
last year's 2 years ago I could feel it. This year or that last year was like a flash grenade went off my stomach. Right. So like when like you burped, like did you burp? But like when I burped, I could literally feel like the chip,
the fire
like
just
coming up,
coming
up all the way to the like edge of my mouth, and I was just like, this is unreal, man. Like, and it wasn't the hot that bothered me. It was just once it was in my stomach that I was like stomach congested, and it just blocked me up. I didn't actually like it didn't come out. What goes in must come out, right? It took me 3 days to actually like it all come out. So it lasted.
People prepare a long time to do that kind of stuff, like the spicy eaters or like spicy influencers on TikTok, they will layer their stomach with like peanut butter,
Oh,
bread.
yeah.
They will not just get full, but they will eat until they're pretty much bloated, and
Yeah.
then they do it, and that's supposed to like help them. This dude, he
interesting.
just broke
Bread,
the,
yeah. So I heard bread. Bread was huge.
Bread,
sour
beforehand,
cream,
butter.
peanut
Heard
butter.
sour cream. I've heard that.
sour
too.
cream. I did Tums beforehand,
Oh,
and so maybe that helped not last as long. But
Yeah.
somebody just actually a couple days ago broke the world record for eating the most Carolina Reapers in a row.
Oh wow.
And I'm sure he was preparing for weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So crazy story, man. I'm actually or used to be good friends with Joey Chestnut, like from a lifetime ago.
Okay.
Before, like when he was going after Kobayashi and trying to get his title, like 2010, 2012, we were really close. But like his tricks are crazy, bro. Like what he does to get prepared for, he's the hot dog champion of the world.
I read a book on him.
So, bro,
Yeah.
like if you party with these guys, they're crazy, dude. That's like before the night before, they'll drink gallons of milk, right? Gallons, and it stretches their stomach out.
Yeah.
And then when they go to eat the hot dogs, they'll try to swallow as much of the hot dog as they can. They'll usually bite it into two, and then they'll swallow it whole, and then it's easier to throw up that way afterwards.
Makes sense.
So yes, that's what they do. Is like they have like a purge hour. Like after they're done with getting the trophy and all that shit, they go back to the hotel room. They'll take a shower and throw up every hot dog they ate, bro.
That can't be healthy.
Bro, he makes
wow.
almost six figures, probably
Wow.
over six figures now, just on Pepto-Bismol. So like Pepto-Bismol is paying them
To do, like sponsors and stuff.
yes,
Yeah.
dude. Think about that. Like, I mean, and so Joey's got his own ketchup now. He's got his own mustard. Like, the dude is like branded,
Yeah.
and they call him Joey Jaws, bro. Like his jaw, he looks just like John Favreau. Like I swear to God, like that's who he reminds me of every time I see him. But he's a beast, bro. He's a
Yeah.
beast, and he's got it down to a T.
I feel like, I don't know if it was him, but another hot dog contest eater, would soak the hot dog
In water.
buns in water. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that
And he does
apparently
this.
helped
That,
him.
They
Yeah.
all do that. Yeah, just to dampen the bread or whatever.
Yeah, it's
So,
crazy.
that shit's
All the
wild,
tricks,
bro.
Yeah.
Strategies.
There was
Yeah, man.
There was a guy that just had he had to drink 2 gallons of lemonade or something. It was crazy. Some big dude, man. He like enormous, bro. And he was literally last weekend. He like just broke the record or something for drinking 2 gallons of lemonade.
How does that even fit in your stomach?
Bro, it's crazy.
That's 2 gallons.
I mean, you.
Yeah, like you could literally not take the 2 gallons and put it in you.
Yeah.
Where is it going? Like
Yeah.
for real? Like you have to pee for days, dude.
Yeah,
oh
bro.
man.
So I've got a question, bro, because
Yeah.
I think this would be amazing promotion for you, right? Like, how hard is it to get little packets of Nate's hot sauce?
So I've looked into it.
And
It's
so you already know where I'm going
yeah,
with this.
yeah.
Hold on,
So-
check this out. Got
That's cool.
the peanut gallery camera, I'm gonna call it, bro. So
Yeah.
so if you want to be part of the peanut gallery, there you are.
That's cool. I like that.
So yeah, but back to the packets, bro.
Yeah, so I've looked into it. They're not really expensive, but I guess I don't know how I would get it into the package. Like right now I don't use any sort of machinery to
Oh
fill
yeah,
my
so
bottles.
you would have to send your hot
Yeah.
sauce to somebody to pack it.
Yeah, which I'm
'cause you're
actually
not- I
about
got
ready
you.
to be doing a co-packer. I'm about ready to have somebody, I'm thinking about it anyways, pack my sauce for me. So maybe that's an option for them. But for me, I literally fill the bottles up with a measuring cup and a funnel.
Okay.
So,
Well,
which
you-
is
Some
really
DIY. That's cool. Man.
I mean, like where I'm getting at with this is being able to. You said you DoorDash, right? Which
Dress
is
up in
like,
the
bro,
bag.
it's like the perfect juxtaposition where every time you're grabbing Skyline or Gold Star or something that needs some hot sauce, you just take your business card with a little couple packets and go, boom, here you go. If you like, we can carry your stuff down here, bro. Where you can just be like, hey, pop out of the levee, or I mean, it's at Jungle Gyms.
Yep.
It's at like there's
I'm in like 7 stores right now.
hell yeah,
So-
bro.
And I'm in the
Locally?
middle. All local besides one random store in California. It was a
Hell
random
yeah.
Corkin bottle in La Puente, California.
Okay.
But the rest are all local, yeah. And I'm in the middle of I'm dropping some off to a new store at the end of this week. I'm in the middle of getting more stores.
For sure.
It's just hard because I do everything literally from seed to bottle myself, all while working 2 other jobs.
For sure.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's a tough market right now too, especially because there's so many times as an entrepreneur that you plateau, man. Like you've got a good month and then it's just zero sales, and you got a good month and it's zero sales. So there's a fluctuation there. So obviously it's like good on you for being able to pivot and just say, hey, I've got my foot on the gas pedal, but I'm able to pivot and go to other avenues when it comes to money, because those are things that'll make or break you, bro. Especially if you think you jump in too soon. People try to quit their job and they're like, I want to be an entrepreneur. Like for me, I didn't jump into this until my real job was hindering my money here, right? Until that fluctuation happened. Like I was working for Scott's Lawn Service forever, and I was just doing the native thing on the side. And then once it finally got to the point where this $700 a week was interfering with the money that I was making at the native brand, that's when I was like, all right, I'm able to jump off that ship that someone else is the captain of, and there's this whole crew of people that are mopping and keeping everything all nice and clean, bro. But there's like this little ship that's just right next to the boat. There's no one on it, and I'm looking over going, I might be able to take that. I might be able to jump on that ship and drive.
Yeah.
So I finally took that jump and then found the keys and started that ship up, bro. And I was able to drive away, and that's hard to do, man. To get to that point. So being able to not depend on just one category, especially at this market right now, man, is definitely big.
Yeah. I'm fortunate though, I feel like, because I don't have a real job, quote unquote. I don't work for somebody else. I work for like other people, but I'm a contractor to them, so I don't really have.
I mean that's a hustler's mentality, because you can clock in, clock out when you want to, and you don't make the 9 to 5. And I posted something this morning on how hard it is for people right now that are stuck in that 9 to 5, where they're set where they only make $700 a week, and they can't get any more than that. When the price of everything has gone up $200 to $300, how are you supposed to offset that?
Yeah.
And at what point are you going to have to foreclose on your home, bro? You know what I mean? Like, so for somebody like you to be able to have that job that you can hop in and you can work an extra 6 hours or extra 10 hours in a week and pull in another $200 over the top of what you're normally at. That's the way to do it, man. And then you take some of that, you put it into making sure that you can feed your kids and feed the family, and then take a little bit of that and then put it into the hot sauce.
It's great because really, if I'm ever in a pinch where I need more money, I can literally just go Uber Eats or go make money however, which is great, because I feel like when I had a W-2 job, it was always I just made the same amount every week. If I was short this week, I couldn't go out and make more. But with Uber Eats, it's like I can, not just Uber Eats, but like being the photo assistant and all of that, it's like I can just make money whenever I need to, or I can choose not to.
And collaborating them too, like combining the two, where where you're able to I don't know if like little ramekin to go cups are like the smart idea, because a lot of people try to be like, oh, I got sick because of your sauce or whatever. But being able to even toss something in there, saying, hey, next time you have a coney, try my hot sauce. Your Uber driver owns a hot sauce that's in Jungle Gyms, right? Like it, guarantee you, bro. If you drop that off to 300 people and 17 of those people went to Jungle Gyms, to go grocery shopping, all 17 of those people will be like, oh, wait a minute, didn't I hear about? Yeah, that was our Uber driver's got his thing down here. You know,
I do have little 1 ounce bottles. So that might be an option, doing like these tiny small bottles. I've been thinking about just doing those anyways to hand them out, and
Bro, you know what? Like I would look at that as an advertising expense, right? Like if you can take $500 and say, okay, I'm gonna take $500 and allocate it towards 1 ounce bottles, and then take a little rubber band and wrap your business card around it, and say, hey, try this on a coney. If you don't like the coney, I'll buy you one. If I ruined your coney, I'll buy it. But if you like it, come buy mine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like something
totally,
like that.
Yeah.
Like
guerrilla marketing.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like being able to double up on your job, so you're able to like like collaborate with it. So not only are you just delivering for your for other people's food, but you're also marketing for your own thing, which you know is. You couldn't get any better than that because these people are actually getting conies or they're getting things that need hot sauce.
They're more than likely will try it.
For sure, bro.
Unless, they could think that it's a little sketchy being like, who is this guy? I don't know him. It could
bro,
be.
If the business card on there said, "Hey, we're at Jungle Gyms,"
and they're sealed.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like if it was in a little ramekin, like a plastic ramekin,
right?
Like there would be a lot of like ifs about it. But if it's a little cute little bottle, bro, like a lot of people are gonna be like, "Look at this, bro! Like my Uber driver just dropped this with the
sample though." Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do want to get on the. So you said you're doing it on yourself, front to back, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I remember you seeing you post online that you had like a actual kitchen that you had like outside of the home and stuff now. Mm-hmm. So you're out there at least, you know what I mean? Yeah. So tell us about that.
Yeah. So I had to get a kitchen outside of the home. I had to get a commercial kitchen when I became FDA approved. So if I wanted to sell it, I had to cook. I had to do it right, in which my goal the whole time was wholesale, selling it to stores. So I'm in a commercial kitchen. Do you want me to start from beginning to end?
100%. Yeah. Love to hear the story.
Okay. It's pretty crazy. I kind of fell into it in a way. Okay, I'll just start with, it started at the pandemic or during the pandemic. It was, I think 2020, mid 2020, we were bored. I was slow on a lot of my work. Uber was popping, but my main gig with, Jeremy, the photographer I assist for, slowed down a little bit. And I ended up growing a lot of plants. I just went out, bought a bunch of plants. It was like a hobby that I was going to try to do. I thought they probably would all die, whatever. And I planted them all in. So I live in Covington, and we have this little 2-foot wide but 15-foot long patch of dirt. The rest is patio. So I planted all of those plants into that little patch of soil, and most of them were jalapeno plants. And I didn't know at the time that I didn't know anything about pepper plants, and they grow like crazy.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So I had tons and tons of bags I went to go pick them. I was like, what am I gonna do? Bags full of peppers,
Right. Yeah.
And so it just hit me I'll make hot sauce. That's a way to preserve it. I was kind of into learning about canning at the time, and jarring pickles, and so I was like, I'll just preserve it by turning it into hot sauce, and I did, and it was real small batches. I gave them all away to my friends. They all really enjoyed it, and I kind of saw an opportunity, so I decided to invest my time in that, and I worked with, fortunately for me, I'm friends with a lot of graphic designers, photographers, videographers that are great friends and willing to work with me, and I decided to put a brand to the idea, and that's where it basically started.
Where it initiated,
yeah. So, and I worked with his name's Zach Gardy. He used to work for a local magazine as a designer, and he actually just went freelance, but he hooked me up. I bought a brand from him. I didn't know what all that was, but basically I got sent tons of brand assets, and they were amazing. I told him
cool.
A basic idea of what I wanted. I was kind of going for that Burt's Bees. You know how Burt's Bees has, Burt's a
classic look.
Yeah, and he's kind of a fictional character, but he's a real person.
Oh yeah.
And so I kind of just gave him the basis for what I was picturing, and he built the brand, the actual designs and logos and all of that. And then from there, I just knew I had a good thing, Yeah. Now it's time to focus on the recipes.
That's the hardest part, right? It's like getting the logo and the design. Now it's all right, now the product, or the product comes second, because without having a good logo and a good design and something to catch,
no one's gonna give it a shot,
Mm-hmm.
I had to start focusing on getting the recipe down. I was really inspired by, we were talking about bourbon earlier. I was really into bourbon at the time, and I was really inspired by kind of how bourbon industry is. It's kind of big here, but other places it seems kind of rare and kind of hard to get certain bourbons. And I always felt like the labels and branding always told a story of some sort of history. You know, you go to tour a distillery and they'll give you the history about it, and like kind of got inspired from all of that with my branding. And but yeah, I got the branding done, and then I'd focused on the recipe. I had tried to meet as many people in the restaurant business as I could, and because I wanted to learn how to like figure out how to sell this in stores.
For sure.
I didn't know the first thing, and it was so hard to find on Google or like YouTube.
Oh, bro, yeah, they're not. Most companies don't want to give away the recipe to Coca-Cola, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they want to keep that to themselves. Let you try your own recipe.
Yeah, it was hard figuring out like the right way to go. I didn't have many people that were like familiar. Internet didn't have it, but fortunately, I met somebody and it was like this person told this person told this person that this is what I had to do, and that was a great start.
Yeah.
So I kind of did some digging, and I went and took a 2-day course on some classes, and it took me 9 months to get FDA approved.
I bet, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be a tough feat, especially at this day and age when everybody's so, you know, gung-ho on making sure that, like, you know, everything is all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted,
Right.
you know, because of the fact that so many people are so quick to sue these days.
Yeah. And I mean, human consumption, you're eating it, so they want to make sure, you
Oh,
know.
yeah. That's the biggest issue, man.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the hot sauce, bro, like, was it when it's, you said you got lucky with all this stuff, but I don't know if it was luck. Was it
The luck part's coming.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say,
it's-
because like you know, if I was in the industry of bottling, or if I knew somebody that knew how to bottle something, and I tasted your stuff or I saw your stuff, I even if I didn't know you, I would be like, this stuff needs to be bottled. Like, I need to pass this on to the person that can get this on the shelf, because it literally is that good, man. And I'm not saying that just because you're on the podcast. Like, I was blown away at the taste of that cheese coney, because of the fact that it gave it a totally different flavor, bro. And like, Kentucky Tang is such a perfect name for it, because it's got it like, I don't know what the ingredients are in it, but it's not hot sauce. It's a little bit darker than hot sauce is, but it's got like this like cinnamon, like, you know, like I don't know what's in it, bro, but there's something that just correlates perfectly with like the Cincinnati Coney, man.
It's cinnamon and cumin.
Okay.
A lot of people do actually compare it to a spicy kind of like Skyline chili or Gold Star Cincinnati. I think it's because of that cinnamon that's in it. So no, that's cool. You should try it on marinade for a chicken, or if you do like Indian chicken wings, I would try it kind of using it as like a wing sauce.
Dope, bro.
Yeah.
So, and again, man, those little 1 ounce bottles, I don't know how much those cost for you to do, but you know, and allocating 500 beans to it and just using that as a, you know, as a marketing tool, I'm sure it'll pay off in the long run, man, because of the fact that the stuff is really good, and it's so different than what you get. You know, I understand, you know, the hot sauce that you get from Skyline and Gold Star. It's like, it's run of the mill, but it's
for everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone can eat it.
Right.
And that's one thing, is I understand that like a sauce like Kentucky Tang, it's not for everybody. Not everybody's gonna like it, because
I don't see how anybody wouldn't like it, bro. You know, like, the flavor is just, it's great, dude. It really is good.
I think a lot of people don't. So because it's Kentucky Tang, I'm trying to give it that tangy taste. I used a higher rate of vinegar. I feel like there's some people out there that don't love that vinegar-y taste, you know?
I'm a sucker for vinegar, so maybe that's why I was.
It's because we're
in it,
Midwest.
It's the best one. When I tried it, I was like, dope. It has Kentucky in it, which is awesome. The name, and like that tang is just, that's real, man. It's such a, you can literally hear that word when you taste it. It's so perfect.
Right? Yeah, that's
Literally,
very true.
that, I mean, like you were saying, the medium is definitely hotter than your typical medium, and the habanero, I've tasted it as well, and it's some hot stuff. I'm excited to.
I feel like when I was trying to do the mild, medium, hot thing, it's hard because
you can't go bland. You know what I mean? You can't go bland.
Right. And
Yeah, you
I you know, I do eventually plan on doing like a basic, you know, red sauce, that the run of the mill sauce. I plan on doing something like that, just so I can reach more people. But yeah,
For sure,
my
but
logo is where flavor meets fire. So like that was my
That's
flavor.
It makes sense too, for sure.
Yeah.
So the other hot sauces that you have, you said you've got a special one that you've got 4 different peppers on. Are all those peppers grown in Covington at that little 2-foot by 15-foot area?
So, not anymore. So,
Okay.
my old landlord, I would, before I moved in with my wife, I had this great landlord. She owned a building in Covington, and I rented from her. She became kind of like a mentor almost because she's really smart. She's really insightful with business, and I had asked her if I could like do some odd jobs for her because I was kind of down on my luck like 5 years ago. This was before the whole hot sauce then, and she said yeah. She started giving me like odd jobs like painting, cleaning, whatever. And we just became really close. And her and her husband actually they moved out of Covington and bought a farm in Piner, Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
At the beginning of 2021. So she came to me and she was like, Nate, I know you're doing this hot sauce thing. I know you're growing. If you would become our farmhand, work on the farm with us and take care of our chickens and cut the grass and all of that, we'll let you grow in any part of the land that you want to. And it's on 48 acres, so there's plenty of space. And I was like, deal.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
so that was where it kind of like fell into it, kind of like got lucky.
But you are growing all of the peppers and everything.
Yes, I ran out last year. I had over 300 pepper plants, and I had so many peppers, and I still ran out. So I did actually end up having to source them from other farmers and other, distributions.
Business was good.
Yeah,
you know
business
what I mean?
was great.
Yeah. Right. That's a good problem to have, really, man. Like we're in a time when everything is up in the air. We don't know when business is going to come, when people are coming out of their house.
Right.
You know, you're in that era when you're starting this. So like, where is the money going to come from? And if you're doing well enough to where someone else can give you a helping hand to make the dream, go further, dude, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Like, for example, Jay's been running Native for such a long time by himself. And he brought me in to like help him do like ins and outs things and take photos and then help him expand the brand.
More than photos, Brian.
But photos was the start. That's kind of how it started for real. I mean, really. We started the podcast and I was just taking photos of our guests that were coming on, and it just kind of expanded from there. Yeah. But like he's been running it by himself for such a long time. I remember him coming in. I've told the story, coming in the bowling alley and just with his backpack and slinging hats. Before you know it, he's leaving and all these people have hats. And I'm just like, and I'm the only sober one there because I'm working. So like I'm just watching all these people buy hats because they're just doing their thing. But he was hustling, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then it came to the point where it's time for us to take the next steps. So you, just like the same thing, you're doing everything on your own. And eventually, like you said, someone else can help out and whatever, and you get to the point of expansion, right?
Yeah, that's
right.
the goal.
So it's good to see you. Like we've grown up together, right? We've known each other for 20 years. At this point, really, like a long time. So it's nice to see you coming up this far the food chain. No pun intended, but like it's pretty cool to witness it in real time. Because I saw when you posted on Facebook originally and all that, I'm like, he's making hot sauces now. Like Nate Nunamaker is making hot sauces. That is wild. Like we used to do some dumb stuff as kids. Like man, we used to flip off everything. It was fun, but like. We go way back. We were in a band together. Like we did a lot of things. Andrew Acree, all the old homies, man. And just to see, the come up. And then I did like a unboxing of your stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So I filmed that and just because I was like, you know what, like, homie needs some help, and I'm like, I'm down to like throw his name out there. Let's do it. And I did like a whole post on my my multimedia page and whatnot, and it was awesome. A lot of people asked me about it, like hot sauce. That's
Thanks
local.
for doing that, by the way.
Yeah, no problem. Of course, man. It was my pleasure. Like it was something I was helping a friend, and it was something cool I could do. So like, win-win-win.
Word of mouth has been my biggest
advocate. For sure.
Advocate. Yeah, it's word of mouth is better than anything I've ever done as far as like marketing and advertising.
When you're local, man, that's everything. Yeah. So unfortunately with us, like we've got a great voice locally, but nationwide, like we're getting the shit beat out of us, man, because of online issues with like shipping and stuff, man.
Yeah, supply chain has been a nightmare, man. Like
I
getting
hear.
stuff in, and like people order without even thinking about supply chain. You know what I mean? They're like ordering thinking it's going to be here right away. I'm like, all right, well, there's a process.
Amazon's damaging a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah.
You know, you can order something from Amazon and it gets delivered by 7 a.m. that day. Like, you know, they got overnight shipping now where it'll be there in like I think we got something in 2.5 hours last week.
Man, yeah. And then you have someone like us where it's not going to happen in a day or a week because it's going to take time for the product.
We order the product, get it in,
then print it ourselves
There's
or
just
get
a
it
small
stitched.
team doing it.
Yes,
It's not, you know, a whole
exactly.
warehouse full of people
100%.
or whatever. Yeah.
And I think that's our issue, man. I think a lot of people think that Native is like a big conglomerate, right? That just has like a warehouse full of stuff ready to ship and on demand. But like, we print everything in house. Like every morning, I'm in here slaving away, bro. So by 4 o'clock, there's new clothes in here every single day.
That's cool.
And so by Friday, like the whole store's stocked with new stuff. And then Saturday, Sunday, it trickles out. And then Monday, I come in and go, okay, we need more mediums, larges, smalls, and this, you know.
Yep.
And I'm like the little whip boy, bro. I come in here and just knock it out, man. Just like you do, bro. It's just, you know. But it's therapy too, man. You know that Uber Eats job, bro. Like that's something. You know, one of the reasons why Native is in the position it's in is because when I worked for Scott's Lawn Service, I didn't have a boss looking over my shoulder going, you know, get back to work, get on the phone, and then I got the 10-minute break, and then I got to get back to work and get on the phone. Like, I've had that job. That shit sucks, bro.
Yeah.
And like having a job where like I was in sales for Scott's, and then I decided to start treating lawns for Scott's, and I love that shit, man. Like getting out there at 7 a.m., no boss, like, you know, as long as you do your job and you get your stuff done, you know, you can be done by noon, and then you don't have to go back till 3. You know what I mean? But
the freedom's great.
The freedom, but the freedom of the mind was the best part for me, bro, because I didn't have it. Like, I just had my headphones on. I was listening to podcasts, or I was listening to music, and I was just dreaming about Native. I was just dreaming about creating a clothing line, and I had 8 hours a day to talk to myself, bro, not to talk to somebody else on like a conference call or a phone call, like. And so that was like a big catalyst to like being able to get the brand to the point, was because I was able to utilize the time there and to piggyback it, you know, with the brand, the same thing that you'd be doing with, you know, Uber Eats and trying to advertise your own stuff to it, because like that's hand in hand, bro. These people are hungry, right? And you're delivering their food, so it's like, bro, here's a little bit of hot sauce, try that. You know what I mean? Like I love it. It's just so simple.
That's cool you mentioned that, because like when I worked for my aunt's cleaning company, Kelly's Cleaning Service, I'd be like cleaning the hallways with a vacuum. We had like one of those Ghostbuster vacuums, doing the same thing for music. I got 8 hours, and I'm just thinking the whole time my headphones on. I'm like, this is going to be awesome when I get home, because I'm going to write this music.
It's never a bad job, bro.
It's
when you're able to tap into your own mind.
Right.
For 8 hours.
It's literally the same thing. I was like working there. I'm like, I didn't love being hot in the hallways and stuff, but but I'm writing music the whole time. Me and Dustin Kidwell, we're like both working the same job, and we're just talking about music the whole time in between things, and like same thing, literally. We're right when we get home from band practice tonight, but we're just using those time cleaning to work on our side hustle. You know what I mean? That we wanted to be our job.
There's so many jobs out there though that are so soul sucking, and you don't even feel creative, you know, because you
don't have time.
Stressed, you don't have time. Your boss is, you know,
chirping
chewing your ass, and it's so hard. And I just think it's not worth it. I always tell people to like quit those jobs. Like if you can't even stand your job, don't do it. Like you have to have some room for creativity, and you have to like have those times in your life where you can just think about the things that you want to do and like have your dreams, you know. And I think that you can't do that with a stressful job.
Yeah, when they put it on your shoulders.
And you know what the worst part is like I'll quit tomorrow, or like I'll start it tomorrow, like that. You know, before you know it, man, 2-3 years goes by, and all of a sudden you're like, well, I've got 3 years into this company, bro. I just don't want to give up because I'm in here 3 years, and you know my paychecks, you know my pay raise is coming up in 4 months, and I'm supposed to get a 3% raise, and it's like, bro, like that's not the way to live, man. You know it's, but trust me, at the same time, like being an entrepreneur is so hard, man. And it's like
it's not for everybody.
I tell Kaylin, it's like trust me, I would love to be able to clock out on Friday and just not be able to think about it anymore, and then come back in Monday. And for a long time, like I was 7 days in, but like thankfully I've got Andrew and Tyrell now that have taken this on as their own dream. It's sort of like now it's not just my dream, it's theirs too, bro. So now it's to the point where like they're like, all right, so we can give Jay a Saturday and Sunday, and so when I come in Monday, I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? It's like I had 2 days off of rest. Like I missed this place within 3 days. You know what I mean? I'm ready to come back in and kill it.
Yeah, it works perfectly too because Sunday's my day. I love Sunday. I get stuff done here. I get to, get the ins and odds that are throughout the week, like tagging stuff and anything like I do, like just while I think and I tag. It's kind of like euphoric. It's kind of therapeutic. You know what I mean? I'm like thinking here, just doing my thing and like working. I get to deal with all the local tourists that are coming into Cincinnati because they're coming to the aquarium every Sunday. Yeah. Sunday's like the aquarium day. It's the last thing they do before they go back to their home city and whatever. And like it's cool, just all the different people that come through. A lot of Indianapolis comes here, Columbus, Cleveland. Yeah. I mean, people coming from California, Texas. They just come to the levee not knowing what they're walking into. Right. And like, this is so cool. This is in, where are we at? I'm like, you're in Newport. And they're like, oh, okay. Like, we know. They knew it wasn't Cincinnati, but like they don't know. They have no idea. Kentucky's like they don't even know.
Cincinnati.
So confusing, like to them, and I'm just like, well, welcome. You found the coolest store on the planet. Well, good job. Like, come on in. Let me show you something real quick. Yeah. But like that's one of those things where Sunday's cool because they take it on. Saturday's busy. We get to see the busyness. He gets his off days because he's like you said, he's Monday through Friday crushing it on that printer. I come in, I finish the job, whatever we need done, and we move on to the next. And we've got such a solid system here, and we've built this because what else are we going to do? Right. You have to have structure, right? I mean, like, as building your business, and like the structure we've built is perfect for us. It's like fitting like a glove, and like it really has helped us move forward. And now we're at the point where we're trying to even expand more with more ideas because we've gotten to the point where like we've expanded as much as we can in this little room. It's time to go outside these four walls, right? So we're really working, man. We're really working. It shows. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, thank you.
Really cool
one step at a time. We appreciate it, man. Yeah. But, that's the thing. It's like, I keep telling Andrew, it's like we just need to keep, 2 or 3 steps every day. It doesn't need to be a home run, man. But if we just keep walking in the right direction, by the end of the year, we're going to be a lot further along than we realize, man.
I think the biggest key is just not quitting. I think that that's
the only reason why we're not here, or why we're still here. It's because we didn't quit, bro, for sure.
I think that it doesn't matter if you do the right thing every day, like that your business needs. I think as long as you just keep pursuing it and keep having a passion about it, I think that eventually makes its way to you. It ends up working out,
For sure.
Yeah.
So, do you watch Hot Ones, the show on YouTube?
I do. I never used to until I started making hot sauce. I didn't really even know what it was actually.
Yeah.
But when I started making it, I didn't realize that there was such a
demand for it.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So that show, my wife and I started watching it on the first season. I don't know how. I've always been big into Complex, so maybe that's how we got tied in like early in the whole thing. But seeing like where they've gone, and obviously Sean Evans is like one of the best interviewers on the planet. Like whoever does the digging for that company really goes deep. Which is awesome, man. Every time he's in an interview, like they're always commenting on him. Like, how do you know that? Like, damn, bro, where'd you get that knowledge from? Like, how'd you know my mama used to beat me as a kid? No, I never told anybody.
Right. How do you know that deep stuff?
But
in my head, what's going on?
But the cool thing is on Hot Ones, obviously, they eat a hotter hot sauce every single time. Mm-hmm. So they start off with like a Tapatio, Tapatio, and then work their way up. And the one that gets everybody every single time is the bomb. And I think the bomb is done. I think they're taking it off after this season.
It's been on every season.
It's been on every season, and that's the thing is like that's the one that gets everybody. It's just they say it tastes like battery acid. It's just terrible tasting, right? But so on the hot sauce that you have, where do you think that stands on the one that you have the 4? Because on the 4 peppers, it's a Carolina Reaper. Oh, you're going to pull the bottle out.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So I actually brought 2 of them. So on this one, the super hot, it's a limited run.
Oh, it's liquidy, bro. Look at it.
Yeah. I try not to like.
She's slippery.
So like this one, the Smokehouse is a little bit more thicker. This one's a little bit more
that color out. Is that like a Carolina
Habanero?
Habanero. So that's why it's orange.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I use a couple ingredients, but not like a lot to change the color. But yeah, this one I didn't use any xanthan gum, which is what keeps it together. It keeps the sauce held together. That's why it will start to separate at the top.
Right.
But yeah, it's pretty liquidy. It's by design.
For sure.
Because that way I was able to put that orifice pour in there.
Yeah, and then you can get it across instead of like if it was thick, it wouldn't drip onto the
right.
hot
You
wing.
wouldn't overuse it. And yeah. I don't use that for the other sauces. But yeah, this has four peppers in it. They all rank within like the top maybe 5 or 6 hottest peppers in the world.
What are the 4?
It's Carolina Reaper, Ghost Pepper, Scorpion Pepper, and
Trinidadian?
Trinidad Scorpion.
Trinidad Scorpion.
And then it's the Naga Viper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that Naga one, that was the first one that I found at Jungle Gyms, and I was able to find the Carolina Reapers over there. But we had like a spin wheel, bro. We would spin it, and at the end, like you could either get a $50 gift card, free T-shirt, or you'd have to eat a Scorpion or eat a Carolina Reaper.
Yeah.
It was fun. The first 2 seasons that we had, man, with that wheel. People were just spinning it, just like I kind of feel like they were hoping that they would get the Carolina Reaper or the zebra tarantula. It was like a real tarantula in a little metal like case, and you open it up, and it was furry as hell, like the whole 9, bro. And like we had a couple people eat it on like literally on the podcast. It was
crazy.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Would never.
Yeah, no, bro. It was. Oh, and it's funny too because Tyrell. So there's a third person that runs the ship here, and he threw up both times on the Carolina Reaper.
Dude.
So or on the one chip challenge. So one we did it in the old store. We did it with the green screen. He made it to 5 minutes and then drank the milk and then ended up puking in the bathroom. In this last one, he was on here and made a V line. Like literally, he didn't even come around. He like dove under the metal fencing here and just went straight to the bathroom to puke, bro.
Yeah, he can't handle it.
Couldn't handle it.
When he first did it, like the first time we did it, he was like waving his arms and he was trying to fly away. He was trying to fly out of here, and I could definitely tell we were watching him. We had people around. Everyone was kind of watching. We had like a whole thing going on. We had a green screen, behind us, so we had the black. It was all blacked out on the video, but like he's literally. You could see the sweat starting. You could see his arms handling. You could see his
he was wearing a beanie though. That was a problem because all the heat escapes through the top of your head.
He was wearing a beanie for sure. Yeah, it wasn't helping, but like you could tell that heat was getting to him. Like it was like a volcano erupting out of him. And once it got to that top,
he kept laughing, bro. He kept laughing.
So painful.
Well, yeah, because he was like, it was that or cry.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It was just so he kept laughing over and over again.
Jumped off and then grabbed the milk out of the camera shot. It was hilarious. And then he like ran right to the bathroom, which was like 2 feet away. But like, man, it was. I wish he was here, man. It was quite a story, man. It was a whole thing.
Was that who was here? Never mind.
No,
he left. I think maybe that I was thinking about the other kid that was here.
No, that's our guy, Yo Man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How far do you think you would get on the one
hot ones?
On the hot ones, yeah. Would you make it all 10? I mean, I feel like you kind of have to, right? Like even if you got to throw up, you got to throw up at that point.
Yeah,
you can't DJ Khaled it and drop out after like the 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, there's a point in my life that I when I was making like this sauce, it's called Farmer's Revenge. There's a point where I was having to taste it a lot, and I think I damaged my taste buds for a little bit.
I bet
things started to taste like dish soap, and I googled what that was, and that was like a sign of like eating too much
taste
hot
loss?
stuff. Yeah,
That's
you're
crazy.
like kind of ruining your taste buds.
Oh.
So I think I could. I think I would definitely have to probably prepare for all of the hot ones, like the balm and stuff like that. But I mean, I would. There's this new one. I don't know if it's new, but it's called The End Flatline. I don't know if that was on Hot Ones or not, but
yeah, I haven't seen that one.
That one's pretty brutal.
We've got the bomb here. Maybe we should try it up against his.
Hey.
I'll let you try it, bro.
I'm not gonna try the bomb. You guys can.
No, I'm good on that.
It's not good.
I don't think it probably doesn't taste good. I'm sure, but it's probably really hot.
It is very hot. Yeah,
I believe that. Yeah, I'm down.
Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll throw the bomb on one of those chips there. We can try that.
Okay.
For you. All right, bro.
No, I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah.
I mean, you live once, let's do it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things
I
where
don't
it's hot
think-
sauce is like I said, I had that PTSD after eating
Yeah.
the one chip, and I just had a normal buffalo sauce, and I was like, oh my gosh, how do I feel this chip still? How is this happening? Nah. Yeah.
I don't think this would. I don't know. I don't know if it would be comparable to like bomb heat or not.
I don't think anything.
Yeah,
Like
because that's an
especially,
extract. That's like a pure capsaicin extract.
Oh, I'm sure, bro. Whatever,
yeah.
whatever they put in that, it was just for total destruction.
Yes.
There was
Yeah.
no thought process on they're gonna like the way this tastes. Like,
Yeah.
and you can tell by the way everybody tastes it. It's like after you have the bomb, you almost ruin the taste buds because the next
Yeah.
two, like they don't even care about it. It's like they're still got the sniffles from the, the bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So like I can almost see why they would take the bomb out. You know what I mean? If it's ruining the effect of the last dab, right? Like
Right.
that's their big like finale. But
Yeah, if
everyone's-
it's not helping the show and it's just there,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's making the contestant be like, well, I'm already done before I get to the last one. You know, it's
not badly priced though. Like that's the one thing, man. Like I would always go to Jungle Gyms and you know, at one point they had like a Hot Ones section when Hot Ones started getting popular.
But yeah, they have like a whole end cap full of the
Oh,
Hot
okay.
Ones stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. But like some of them, like they want to charge like $48, $50, $60, $80, and it's like, what are you doing, dude? Like, and it's not even it's just pure like insanity because all you're doing is buying it because you're gonna torture yourself.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like you know what was yours like? It was like $7 or $8, right? Or
So at MSRP is at 10.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, still, I think that's pretty decent for a craft hot sauce.
Bro,
So,
craft hot
yeah.
sauce is such a good way to describe it, bro, because you can tell that it's not runny. There's nothing about it that you didn't skimp on anything. Like you added every single ingredient that you needed to, bro, and it tells, man. I can't wait. I think we should go ahead and bust open that bag. I don't know how good the chips are going to sound on the podcast, so maybe we should turn everything down
right.
Yeah.
when we're
Yeah,
trying
we
it, or maybe just lick the chip, bro. What do you think? That'll
You
get
could
us taken.
You could lick the chip.
That'll get us taken
chip's
off of one of these social media platforms we're on.
The chip's just the vehicle. You're going for the sauce. All right, so I'm gonna start you guys out with the Smokehouse, which is my current hottest one that's not a limited run.
So out of the 7 stores, there's Jungle Gyms around here. What are the other places that we can get this at?
So it's both Jungle Gyms, ETC Produce, and Findlay Market. Kramer's Market over off of Buttermilk and Crescent Springs.
Okay.
And then, let's see, Dutch's in Hyde Park. There is Cork and Bottle in La Puente, California, if y'all are ever there.
Now that's cool. So how do we get a 5'11" cardboard cutout of Farmer Nate, bro? Because like honestly, I think with your tattoos, if we throw you down there with like Kentucky's Farmer Nate's hot sauce, bro, like that's one thing that I've learned a long time ago is that like if you double down on that Kentucky-ness,
Yeah, I
bro,
have it.
Callie loves it.
Tattooed
Oh,
on
look
my
at you,
fingers.
bro. So you triple
Yeah.
down on it. So
Yeah.
and that's one of those
Love
things like they love that southern draw of Kentucky. It's like such a big difference between Kentucky and Cincinnati. Like when I moved from Chicago, Chicago's school system's not the best anyway. So like my map of the world wasn't what it
Right.
should be. So I was like, Kentucky and Cincinnati are right next to each other. That don't even make sense. Because like when I thought of Kentucky, I thought like rolling hills and like hay going across
And
the
there's
road.
definitely that as well.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure. But that's what people love about it is like that southern draw. And Kentucky and Alabama get that southern thing more than maybe Georgia a little bit, but like for some reason people love that southern
like,
hospitality, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and so a 5'11" little cardboard cutout, bro. That's like Kentucky boy, Farmer Nate says try this shit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that'd be tight. I'm trying to like turn Farmer Nate into like a fictional character, even though
It's genius,
and
bro.
even though I'm like real, yeah.
It's so there's actually I read an article about it where once you create a character for your business, it's called like anima something, not animatronic, but anima something. And it's the story I read was about Tony the Tiger. Like once he
cool.
was added to Frosted Flakes, the company went through the roof, and it's because you've got a fictional character that relates to so many people.
Right.
And that's what happened with the Native brand, man. Like once the eye patch thing, once I got over, why is everybody looking at me? And got over that like woe me feeling.
Yeah, you worked your like story into it.
I worked the story into it, and now I'm a character of my own brand, and it ends up going so much further because like I've never personally heard it, but I guarantee you everybody goes, oh, the guy with the eye patch, Native.
Right.
The guy, like I've never heard that, but it's like, hey, Four Eyes, you know, like the same thing. Like it's something that you relate to the story or to the person, and the fact that I'm like the story is a real story, and there's a real a non-fictional character behind it.
Yeah,
it goes so much further, bro. So like having that Farmer Nate thing and being able to like pursue that and get it to the next level it would be super dope, especially because that Southern hospitality thing, man, they love it, bro.
There's so many people that come in here to the store, like on Sundays, for example, like, who is the mad scientist? Well, I have something to tell you, but like I usually will give them a little bit of detail, but I don't want to go into. I don't want to break the story. You know what I mean?
Right.
We keep the story pretty much. It's folklore. You know what I mean? It's trying to create. It's creating. There's creating a whole system that we've built here. We don't want to give too much away, but then when people are like, "Oh, what's his real name?" Like, his name is Jay, and like that, leave it like I'll like whisper it to some like the kids. I'm like, hey, his name is Jay, but the mad scientist. You don't want to tell him that, but like make it fun. You know, like because like I went to Disney World recently, and they're also it's all built into their culture, and I loved that. And we were doing at this store, and I love that, like the interactive retail, the storytelling, the depth of it, everything. There's
really cool.
It's more than just meets the eye. You know what I mean? And that's it's so much fun. It makes the workplace that much more enjoyable, and people love it. They live for it. Like, oh, I can't wait to see the mad scientist when he's here. I'm gonna come here on a weekday. I'm like, you're gonna have to come here on a weekday. Like I just like I kind of tell them that thing. Like maybe we'll print a shirt up for you, like kind of thing. And like oh man, in his lab. I'm like, yep, in his lab right here. And the kids love it. They have such a good time there because it's something they've never seen before. They walk into an all white room, and all of a sudden they're like, whoa, where am I? This was not here before. And hey, get a soda, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like. We have a good time, man. It's great. It's a great really thing. Cool. Yeah, the storytelling. It's the future, man. Everyone wants to know something about it rather than just what's right in front of your face. You know what I mean? The native's great. Like we have like area codes, and it kind of like runs this track. But like when you have something like a story, and like just like Farmer Nate's, like if that becomes a character that you make a commercial just around that, and it's a cartoon the whole time, dude, you can send that anywhere. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, but let's get this taste test going, man. Cool. Yeah.
I'm gonna let you guys put it on your chips.
All right.
So this is a Smokehouse Habanero. This is gonna be. I mean, it's pretty hot. It is habanero, and I used hickory smoked salt to give it this like smoky. I like to say it tastes like eating a campfire, but in a good way. And it gets pretty hot. It's not gonna be as hot as this one's gonna be, but I think that they both have tons of flavor.
Brad, you trying this? All right, man.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a thicker sauce too. I mean, it still comes out nice.
Got a decent amount on here.
I don't have any depth perception, bro. So like my pouring skills are terrible. Pouring.
That looks nice.
Pouring, pointing, and walking, bro.
Right for the camera.
Smokehouse Habanero. So, and so there's four. Is that just the bottom of the logo? The four peppers, or is that?
So that's like the heat indicator.
4?
Yeah. Yeah. So I use like little pepper illustrations to, kind of give a visual of how hot it is. Like this one has 5 peppers on it.
You can smell the heat for sure.
Cheers. Here we go.
I'm excited to eat this chip, bro. I'm hungry.
Did you already eat it? Right? You guys already ate one?
You eating it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know where it went. Oh, it's over here.
You're gonna flip it over. So is that the proper way to do it? If I want to taste the hot sauce, I've got to flip it over and put the hot sauce on the tongue. That's
you're gonna taste it no matter what. I
think no matter what you're gonna taste it. I don't know if there's
any way around it.
Oh, that's immediately hot.
Well, it's the hottest one I have as a full time on my sauce lineup. But no, this one's hotter.
Hoo-wee, bro. I shouldn't have flipped it over.
I was kind of wondering if that was gonna be.
So immediately my tongue went numb where I flipped it over. That's hot.
It is hot.
I'm scared to try the hot one.
When you guys were eating your chips, it kind of sounded like an ASMR video. It was pretty cool. All right, so this one, like I said, it has Reaper, Scorpion peppers, Naga Viper, and Ghost peppers. And I'll also let you guys put this on there because I don't want to put too much. And you guys can do it whenever you want. You don't have to do it right away.
Ooh-wee, bro. That's delicious, man. That would be so good on hot wings.
Is it too hot?
No, that's perfect.
I think it's perfect.
You know what's crazy? Like my wife likes the crazy hot stuff, man. Like the Megadeth, the one that came with like the little skull as like the keychain and everything. Blair's Megadeth sauce. They used to be like number 10 on the first couple seasons. She would buy that stuff and then just put a little drop or two on her wing. And she would sweat it out. She would like, oh my God, this is so hot, and she would have to stop. And then next wing, she would put it on again and do it again. That's exactly how that is, man. Like now the hotness is gone, right?
Yeah.
The flavor's still there. Yeah, bro, that's delicious, man.
So this is called Farmer's Revenge.
Yes.
What's he getting revenge of?
Because a lot of people told me Smokehouse Habanero wasn't hot enough.
Oh, okay.
So,
Really?
yeah.
I was like, who hurt him?
Yeah, it's
Who hurt
getting
him?
Farmer's Revenge, yeah.
Who was saying that wasn't hot enough?
Everybody that's like really into hot sauce.
And that's, bro. Like, all right, so I get it too because like people that are into hot sauces are like meticulous about it, bro. Like definitely hotter the better. Like I want to feel pain. I want to be like they want to talk about it, right? Like that's the big thing. They want everybody to know you can't try it. This is too hot for you. Like I tried it, but it's too hot for you. Like that's everybody's motto these days.
Yeah, I tried to put a lot of flavor in that one.
In this one, Farmer's Revenge.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Let's get it going.
Let's do this one, and then we're gonna take a little quick break so we can use the restroom. All right.
He's gonna use the restroom. We're not.
I'm gonna use it.
You're
I
gonna
have to. I texted Andrew. I have to pee real bad.
Oh, that's
that
funny, bro.
sangria is flowing through me.
Yeah, no worries, man.
I'm like sitting here on the edge of my seat, like, oh, gotta go.
Yeah, we want to talk more. So.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Do more than that.
Yeah, because you gotta get the full experience.
Yeah, I'm down to get full. That first one wasn't too bad. So, this one's definitely watery.
So,
Yeah,
do you
definitely
normally
more
wear
liquid.
glasses?
I do. Yeah, I actually just
Alright,
got
cool.
contacts like 2 weeks ago.
How do they feel?
I'm used to them now. Yeah, they're not too bad.
So this is only one habanero hotter than or one pepper hotter than the last one.
I wasn't sure how to like
So-
measure that because it's all like off of my palate, right? So
Right.
everyone's gonna be different.
I'm just gonna sit here and let that soak in, bro. So
I'm about to eat
all the seeds and stuff are at the bottom. So should I shake this up again?
Yeah. Here's the cap, right? It's right here.
All right. So locally, man, there's Jungle Gyms is my go-to place because there's a lot of fun that can be had there, bro. It's a whole shopping experience, and yeah, dude, and like
Amusement park for adults.
I need
Right?
bro. It's an adult Toys R Us, man. It literally is. But like with him, like I wanna get involved because he's got a whole section of just local stuff. Bro.
Oh,
so
totally,
it's like he's. Don't mind me.
Yep.
We got extras.
Yes.
We're ballers.
Got a
We
whole
got
bag.
extra chips on deck.
Yep.
All right.
Shout out to Kroger.
Kroger is clutch.
Yes, it is.
All right, bro. Oh yeah, see, I got a bunch of this little red. Oh, so do
Cheers.
you, bro.
Yeah.
It's
Brad, you
It's
get
just
in on
right.
this, or are you stepping out? Cashing out. Look, he went.
Cash out. That's
He
cool.
went and grabbed a liquid death.
You want-
That's
Thank you.
sparkling liquid.
He wants to try it.
yeah, Kurt.
You want to try
Yeah.
one? Yeah, for sure.
What was your name? Kurt? Nice.
All right. I'll put it down.
All right, this one I didn't flip over.
It's still gonna probably get you. Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Flipping it over on the other one was a disaster because I immediately my tongue went numb. So
Yeah.
whatever was on that mid one,
Mm-hmm.
I can taste the hotness of this, but it's on the roof of my mouth, not on like the
Yeah.
actual taste buds.
I like to try to keep the seeds in there because it makes it hotter.
For sure.
Seeds are
Like
the
like
hottest
I'm
part of
already
pepper.
like
Yeah.
my forehead's already sweating on this one. What's that?
You can feel this
You can
one's
tell.
hotter right away. Yeah, it's just it's different.
Yeah.
It's a different flavor for sure.
We got the reach over, bro. Oh. All right, we got you on camera over there, bro. We got you on camera right here. Go ahead and try it. Try it right in front of Brad. Oh, Brad's trying it. All right, let's get one for Kurt.
You're good. It's
Kurt, you gotta flip it over, bro. You gotta let this let the hot sauce hit your tongue.
Don't do it.
Not the chip. That's good.
he's gonna feel it.
Watch the shoes. Hey, shout out to Alexander John, man.
Can I go pee? All right, I'm gonna
Yeah,
step
go
away
for
for a
it, bro.
second.
For sure.
Where's
We'll-
the bathroom?
Right to the right of Velocity Esports.
Okay, sweet.
So shout out to Velocity Esports, man. They took over the GameWorks area over there. We're gonna be getting them on this June. They're gonna be on the podcast, but they got a whole esports team that they're gonna be bringing out. So they're gonna be doing a lot of the online gaming. I'm not sure if they do Fortnite and stuff in there right now, but that whole thing is built for like esports and stuff. How is it? You guys all right? Me too. Yeah, me too.
But the aftertaste of this one, I feel is hotter.
Well, I like the other one I flipped over and it immediately like my tongue went numb. So that the habanero is hot on that one. I didn't flip it over on the Farmer's Revenge. I've got the hiccups and I've got the hiccups and the burps. So that I think capcassin or whatever that shit is. What capcassin? I'm saying it all wrong. That's the stuff that makes you hiccup, bro. Okay, my lips are completely numb.
Yeah, I'm telling you that is hotter.
No, for sure. But like I think I had so much of the other stuff and flipped
yeah.
it over. When I flipped it flipped it upside down, so it all fell on my tongue and like my tongue went numb immediately, which I was surprised at just a hot sauce that it did. But
there's more flavor in that habanero one though for sure. It's got
for sure,
you definitely
bro.
taste that habanero right away. This one is like the watery of it was just like different texture. Ooh.
Yeah, no, there was
And hot sauce back to back.
Those were good. Yeah, so this one, 620 Greenup Street, bro. That's tight. Carolina Reaper, Ghost Pepper, Trinidad, Scorpion, the Naga Viper, distilled white vinegar, garlic powder, salt, and smoked salt. So that's it, bro. This is just. I don't know why I'm doing this again, bro. We got an interview to finish, and my nose is running.
Mm-hmm. I mean, woo.
There's definitely a distinct flavor of like one of those hot sauces or one of those peppers that are in there has such a distinct taste. It's obviously not the habanero because it doesn't taste like that. I don't know if it's that Naga, whatever. Maybe it's a Trinidad Scorpion, man. There's something in there that's so distinct and has such a different flavor than the rest of them. Oh man, I shouldn't have done that. Sweating underneath this cap now, bro.
Yeah.
So, what would be your
Man.
what would be your go-to? So the habanero. What would be just fire with that? Because I already know what I would put that on.
The habanero, I would probably pour a little bit in my ramen.
Ramen. All right.
That's a big
Look
one.
at you, bro.
Yeah.
I was thinking waffle fries, dude.
Hey, okay.
Like what
Okay.
about some heated waffle fries with that? Because like that stuff kind of just like absorbs into it. So I feel like, but like you're right, dude. Ramen's probably amazing with it. Good call,
Yeah.
bro.
I've had a lot of people send me pictures of their ramen with Smokehouse.
Hey, yeah,
Oh, yeah?
that's what first thing I thought of when I tried it. I was like, you know what? It'll be good in my ramen, regardless of the flavor. The
Yeah.
ramen doesn't matter. Just
So there's a distinct flavor in the Farmer's Revenge that's not in the other stuff, and I find it in the hottest hot sauces out there. Is that the Trinidad or like what? There's something in this one that just has like that holy shit like the grab on your.
I think it's
throat.
just a combination of both of them. I mean, Carolina Reaper's or on all four of them. I think that Carolina Reaper's it is the hottest pepper in the world. But yeah, the Trinidad Moruga Scorpion is a great flavor pepper. A lot of peppers don't normally taste amazing. Sometimes they do. But I think just a mix between all four of them really gets that unique flavor.
I'm sweating underneath the hat now.
I'm sweating
bro.
too. I like the flavor pops more on
it's
the
a little warm,
habanero.
bro. Like we're the ones that ate this stuff.
The flavor pops more on that habanero, Smokehouse Habanero.
You guys are sweating from it, huh?
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. And then, but the Farmer's Revenge is just like just has that like sneaky hotness.
Yeah.
Because when I first tasted it, it tasted like it didn't even have like it didn't hit me hard. That habanero right away. Instantly.
How long did which one lasted longer? I know it's hard to.
This one's numbing the lips a lot.
We followed that from the habanero,
right.
so I would say. But I have had the habanero before. You know, it came with that 3-pack that I had gotten.
Yep.
You know, seems like a lifetime ago.
Watch the eyes, bro. Like,
do not.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not touching my eyes.
I'm over here like.
I'm not touching my eyes.
Yeah.
I have gone pepper juice or like capsaicin in my eyes so many times, and like all over my body. And like using the restroom, it doesn't matter how many gloves that I wear, it'll still seek through, get on my hands, and not like touch myself or go use the restroom.
Oh yeah, your dick's burning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was just handing chips out to people, and I can still feel it on my fingers, like the juice.
Capsaicin's actually a pain reliever. It's a natural pain reliever. So like they're not really big, but you'll see like capsaicin back patches. So I mean, it's really good for arthritis and stuff. So it's not bad to be on your hands and other places. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, it's actually really good, and I think it's because it gets your endorphins rolling. You know, it gets them popping out. So I think that it's also like almost a natural high to extremely hot stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah, man, it's definitely doing something that's gonna clear my sinuses. That's for sure.
Would you eat that on like a normal basis with like foods or?
That one I would.
Yeah.
That one I would for sure. Actually, I think the Kentucky Tang's my favorite.
Yeah.
Because it has a heatness.
Yeah.
But it also has like so much of the flavor that vinegar flavor. Like I was loving in it, man.
Yeah.
I'd put that in my ramen too. That'd be solid in ramen as well. The Kentucky Tang.
Yeah.
I think this habanero I would 100% use that for ramen noodles, man. But the other stuff was just like so good on conies, man. Like I couldn't believe it was. I mean, I honestly like how hot that is too. Like that's the best part of eating a coney, right? Is being able to wipe the sweat off your forehead and just be like, you know, like one more coney to go, bro.
Right,
and I'm good to go. You know, if you're gonna do damage to your body by eating that much cheese, you might as well just go full fledged and just all right. Just give me 20 minutes here. I'm just gonna enjoy this meal.
right. I mean, the habanero. I think all of it would be good on conies. I mean, you're gonna get some spicy conies. You know.
Yeah.
You're gonna have experience.
I love the fact that you went black in the label.
I wanted it to be a little scary.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
so everything. So the look.
Your labeling is great, man.
I didn't want it to be cheesy though. You know, I was trying to figure out. Like, I almost thought so that one has the flames in my logo as to like compared to that one.
Right.
The Smokehouse doesn't. It's just a normal photo of me or illustration. But that one has flames. And I was almost like, is this too cheesy? But I mean, yeah, I tried to.
No, it's perfect, bro. And we can print shirts for you too, man. So that's one of the things that we have here at the brand is inside the lab we've got the DTG printer. So if your logo, if you want to do a full colored logo of Farmer Nate, you know, we can print shirts for you. We can print just 6 of them. You know, we can print 3 of them if you got 2 employees. You know, we can do as many or as little as you want to. And have 0 restrictions on color, which is the best part.
That's
so
cool. Yeah.
if you go to silkscreen stuff, a lot of the times, you know, you're like, man, my logo's got 8 colors in it, right? Silkscreen, they're like, okay, well, you can do 4, or we can double it up, and then it's going to cost you an arm and a leg to do all 8. You know, but here it's like, you know, we can do a logo with 10 million colors. Like if you want,
So it's not a screen press; it's like a machine.
it's literally it's a life-size desktop printer.
Yeah.
So imagine instead of just printing on paper,
Okay.
it's printing right onto the T-shirt.
That's sick. Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
That's like my
bro.
biggest problem with merch now is I have shirts, but everything I bought blanks, and then we had to screen print them, and it's hard to get, like you were saying, like all the colors that I wanted to on
Bro,
screen printing, so-
especially during COVID, like you started the whole business during COVID, and we during the Super Bowl, bro. Like as soon as we beat the Chiefs, I designed the Super Bowl shirt and I posted it online. We're gonna do an off-white version because I wanted it to look vintage, right?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna do a black version, and then right away I had like 20 or 30 sales all on the off-white version, and I go to buy the shirts, and all off-white shirts are out nationwide, bro. Like there's no none, zero. So I had to buy white shirts, and I had to like tell my wife like, hey Pook, like we're gonna have to dye some shirts. And she's like, what do you mean? Like, cause she likes tie-dyeing stuff, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna have to dye 250 sweatshirts and t-shirts. And she's like, what the fuck did you get me into? Like, what did I get myself into, man? Like all I did was offer off-white t-shirts, and they're sold out across the entire country.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you can't get them anywhere.
that's
So-
cool that you were able to dye them though.
Yeah, so we tried using a local coffee company.
Okay.
So we dyed the first couple batches with those, but the color was really hard to get, man. Especially when it comes to the like the coffee grounds. So you got to use super hot water to make sure the coffee grounds actually dissolve, because if they don't, then they leave like little dots on the shirts and stuff. So there was like a lot of trial and error, bro. And this was all during like a 2-week window where like, okay, we just beat the Chiefs. Now we got 2 weeks before the Super Bowl, and I ordered all this stuff. And like, not only like it's got to still get printed, right? So it still needs a week to print. So I had like a week to like dye everything and get everything together while we were doing all this trial and error at the house, man. But it's one of those things where it's just like, Jesus Christ, I don't know what I got myself into, man. But
you
people
made it
loved it
happen.
though. People loved that merch, man. They
People
loved
loved it, bro.
They loved to hear that it was dyed
I was gonna
by the
say,
mad
I feel
scientist. Like it was a whole. Like we were talking about earlier, the story. Like people want to know that like things are done by the hand of somebody that's behind the brand rather than.
And that's that's one thing that's always like kind of blown me away, man. Like these kids, like we get 6 all the way up to like 24, 25. Like that's really our demographic.
Right.
But like the kids that come in here, like when I introduce myself as a mad scientist instead of Jay, like their eyes are just like it's like almost like I've got like a baseball contract, bro. Like these people are like, oh my, you're the mad scientist. Like you did this. Like, yeah,
That's
bro,
cool.
this is and I built this just for you, man. Just for you to come in here and hang out and have a good time. And those kids, like that's one thing that we're learning, man. Is like the demographic that's coming in here is getting younger and younger, and it's such a good feeling because now these kids are coming in, 10, 12, 13 years old. And this is all they want. They don't want Nike. They don't want like anything other than native, bro. So that like Christmas time comes around, I get to meet everybody's parents, which is the craziest thing. Like I get all these kids we've seen all year coming in here, and like you don't know their home life, and like we try to ask them questions. Like what do you want to do when you grow up, and like what do you want to be, and we try to like we try to give this place. We try to make this place a house for the misfits, right? That's what we call it, but. It's cool. Like I said, every November, December, bro. It's like all their parents are coming in. And she's like, "Oh, this is Jaden's mom coming in to buy him some merch for Christmas time." So it's really cool seeing everybody gravitate early towards the brand,
building a community.
Yeah, bro. And that's the thing, man. Like I've always hated when people say like it's not a clothing brand, it's a lifestyle. Right? And I'm thinking to myself, like, bro, there's only like 2 or 3 people that ever turned a brand into a lifestyle. It's like Tommy Bahama, Tommy Hilfiger, and Ralph Lauren. Like these guys are like turning, like if you wear Tommy Bahama, like that's a lifestyle. You're a beach dude. Like you're out on yachts, Nautica, like things like that. Like, it's
What about
hard.
Ron John? Ron John. I mean.
Ron John,
Ed
Hardy. I feel is like a lifestyle brand.
Yeah, anywhere there's a Ron John store, I feel like I see it everywhere in those cities. Though I guess,
brand,
I guess that's one of those things. Like my brother, when we were out, we were in where we were, Panama City, and like he's like, I have to go to Ron John. I'm like, I'm like, man, okay. And he's like, there's a store here. And he was like, he was thought about
I
the whole
was the
time.
same way. I was
Yeah.
the same way. And
Yeah.
you gotta buy the sticker for the car.
Yep.
You know, and
Yep.
you gotta look at the surfboards, going, man, I should buy a surfboard, even though I live in Kentucky.
Right. I get the Ohio River.
And I've done the
I'm
old
like,
thing.
Yeah. Like that's the thing is, and the thought process, because I have a 16-year-old brother, Landon. You've met Landon, and like it's his eyes the same with these kids coming in. They're 16-year-olds, high schoolers coming in here, and like they jump onto the brand. So like, because you can't really sell them. They're gonna like it or they're not. You know what I mean? It's not one of those things where like, all right, well, let me show you all these cool shirts. They're like, you're not cool, or you are cool.
Yeah.
Like you're just
their mind's already made
it's
up.
already made up. So like they come in here and they're excited to be here. They come in and they're like, can we go in? I'm like, absolutely, go on in.
Yeah.
And like they're telling all their friends, they're bringing their friends constantly. It's amazing because we're not doing that promotion.
Yeah.
I'm not
Word of
going
mouth.
word of mouth. I'm not seeing them. I don't know where they live. I don't know where they go to school, but they are telling every single person. And they are, because they come in like it's Christmas morning. They literally come in like run into the Christmas tree like, can I go? Can I go? Can I go? I'm like, yeah, come on, buddy, come on in. Like that, I'm just sitting here working, doing my thing, tagging clothes, counting the drawer, whatever I'm doing at the time, and they come in full on, ready to show their homies the lab or show their homies the store, the new design, whatever. And man, like you said, like we're taking on as our own. It's my own baby now. Like it's exciting to see because I'm like, this is the future, literally right in front of my face. That is purchasing, that's getting their parents. They give them money to come here and buy this shirt. That's all they have. They have $30, and that's the price of the shirt, and that's what they're at. Like, that's awesome, man. It's like, it's really cool. It's awesome to see in real time.
And I've seen it a lot recently, just within the past 2 weeks, on how many people are starting to come in, and I had a girl today. She was like, "Oh my God, I love your Instagram page. I'm following you guys." And I'm thinking to myself, like, I've kind of like went to the wayside of the Instagram page, right? Like, I feel like I'm not as attentive as I was, but little things like this, like the podcast. She's like, "Yeah, I caught the podcast last week on live on Instagram," which is like things that we pre-set everything and don't realize that we're taking those extra steps every single day, every single week. So every single week we're on Instagram talking to these people, saying hi to them, and getting to that point, which is crazy, man.
And we have a live follower counter on the register, so like people can literally scan the QR code and brings them to the Instagram, and they can watch their follow in real time be added to the
cool.
numbers.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
That's another conversation starter and conversation piece, but like that also gets them involved because they're like, oh, I'm
part
number
of the tribe,
right?
Yeah.
I'm number 11674. I'm that person, even though that might fluctuate. But when they're in that moment, they're like, that's my number.
Yeah.
And like, it's really cool just like that they take it to heart so much, and they're going to continue that on, and they're going to be like, hey, you need to go watch this counter just for that little bit of that interaction. That's social media in real time.
Bro,
dude.
that's a really good idea. We should as the younger kids see that number change to 11674. I think we should give them a sticker, right?
Write their number.
Like, welcome
Oh.
to the tribe, 11764.
That's
Yeah,
that's a
you
great
know what
idea.
I mean? And then
That's a
give it
good
to them
idea.
like that, because there's little
that's a
things,
good
because
idea,
that ticker is expensive. But what happens is, when we have a group of 5 people, instead of one person following us and then telling everybody when he gets back to the group, hey, I've got their Instagram, you know what I mean?
Yeah, let's go, guys. Yeah.
So all 5 of them, they go, wait a minute, that thing changes. So they'll all walk back in here, and they'll just one at a time, they'll scan it, and they'll wait for that thing to move. So it's like, instead of getting 1 like, we get 5 likes off it.
Yeah.
And it's quick too. It's 10 seconds, 15 seconds after they like it. So it's not even like it's a long time. Because some people are like, is it going to take 5 minutes? I'm like, no, it's real time right now. And it changes, and they erupt. Like they just watching the Super Bowl. Like they're like, oh my gosh, did you see that? I'm just like, yeah. Like what I see 100 times a day. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like to them, it's
exciting.
everything.
Yeah.
And it's just cool to watch because that's social media in real time, in person, in front of your face. And that is, you can't even see that anywhere. You know what I mean? That, like, if you really think about it, when you see social media on your phone.
Yeah. It's delayed.
Yeah. You don't even know what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, you see likes happen on your stuff, sure. But, like, the person that's liking that, who is that person? You know what I mean?
Right.
We're having a conversation. I call them handshakes, but they're conversations in person, and we're watching that, up each person that's following it, and then I'll look back and I'm like, oh, that person, I talked to that dude. He's cool.
Yeah, and that's and I noticed that too, man. Like on Saturdays and Sundays, we'll get like an uptick in followers on Instagram, and I don't work those days, but as soon as somebody sees that thing roll, it comes through on my phone, and so like I can literally see who's in the store at that moment, because it's like, all right, I can. And when Tyrell's working, I'll get a couple new followers. Like, all right, so I can see that Tyrell talked to these people real time. Same thing with Andrew when he gets in. It's like, I'll look at the phone and all of a sudden it'll say like Instagram 7 new followers, 15 new likes,
real time statistics.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it, and it's like every single person that's liking us, literally is our demographic, like that's 24 to 30, like. Tattoos, like it's literally like the exact demographic that we're looking for. So this thing's like nailing it, bro, like to a T. Yeah. And like I said earlier, we're getting people that are coming in that are saying, hey, we follow you on Instagram, we see this stuff, and 11,680 something people we're at right now. And it's like every one of those people we fought for, bro. So it's like we've talked to 10,000 of those 11,000 people, right? So it's like every one of these people, like, hey, hi, how are you? Good to see you again, man. It's
makes
like,
it personal.
It makes it personal, dude, which is super cool, man. And it's one of those things where like you've got to tie, your own relationship into the brand, and you got to make sure that you're saying hi and you're commenting and you're doing those little things that you don't want to do, while you're sitting at home, trying to take care of the kids.
To people.
For sure, bro. Yeah. So I've got a question, man. Your hot sauce is obviously doing well. You're in. If you made it in Jungle Gyms, I feel like you can pretty much make it into anywhere, right? Because Jungle Gyms is kind of like a catalyst for Cincinnati,
right.
A little bit more than even Kroger is. But I understand Kroger's got a longer reach, but I feel like getting in Jungle Gyms is a higher feat than getting into Kroger. But is the 5-year plan is it Kroger, or is it like
Walmart?
In 5 years, where do you see Farmer Nate?
So Kroger and like Fresh Time, Walmart, those are all within like the 2-year plan.
Cool.
That is something I'd like to see in the next year or two happen. I do have like contacts and emails and numbers to these stores. I just haven't set anything up with them because I need help, more hands on deck. So the goal is
fulfillment.
Yeah, fulfillment.
For sure.
The goal is to get somebody to help me, whether that's like a contractor or just hire one of my friends or bring somebody on full time, maybe partner with somebody. But then that way I can start focusing on going to the Krogers and the Walmarts. I actually did reach out to Fresh Time, and they were very interested in carrying my product.
I bet, dude. I mean, the logo is perfect for the brand. Yeah. It's very organic, very, very, very local. It looks local, right?
But it looks local, but it also looks like, who is this guy? So, like, when I'm looking at the logo, I'm like, the first thing I see is like, all right, the guy's got a beard, right? So he's obviously... he's obviously somebody that's takes care of himself. He's doing his thing. He's got, because this is representation of a person, right? So like I'm looking, I'm like, all right. He's got a pepper on his hat. And he's got, it looks like kind of like sunshiny. He's happy. Like must be someone that's a positive person. You know what? I can jump on board with Nate, even if I didn't. Obviously, I know you, but but I'm looking at it and like just from first glance, like. It does have a local feel because it's got like those colors that are like, hey, this is grassroots. It has that feel for sure. But like when I look at it, like, dude, you could sell this. You could go in California all day long. You can go anywhere. You are in California. You're in California.
One store.
Hey, one's better than none, bro. Yeah. That's a huge feat. Like you should be proud of it, man.
Nationwide. I want to try to pretty much be in every major store, be on every kitchen table. I want to be a really like built-in hot sauce. 5-year goal though is I plan on expanding into other products.
And that's why you went with Farmer Nate's sauce, not Farmer Nate's hot sauce.
Exactly.
Which is smart, man. You don't want to limit yourself, and that's why I had a good friend, Jordan Blackmore, who always told me like don't put yourself in the corner, man. Like 3 Squares Studio was his name of his hair salon, but he was like, we're just gonna call it 3 Squares. so I can do everything. And he came out with Nike shoes, bro. He came out with so many different cool things that he was able to collaborate with because he didn't limit himself to hot sauce. Or he didn't put himself in that corner.
Hot sauce is just the like my foot in the door. I have a big passion for it, and I really enjoy it. And I, as long as I own the company, I will always have. That's going to be like the base, But skip the 5 to 10 year goal. My 15-year goal is to do a Farmer Nate's whiskey. I would love to do like a whiskey distillery, but also it'd be tight to have a distillery, but also a farm where I grow my peppers. I grow all my ingredients for my whiskey, and then I don't know if you've ever like toured a distillery, and it's like really cool history.
I was gonna say a tour, bro.
Yeah, do like tours of pepper fields and whatever else, and then you can see how your whiskey's made, how your hot sauce is made. I don't know if people would actually enjoy a tour of just a hot sauce facility, but I think hot sauce and whiskey and other things.
Yes, they will. They will love touring, dude. So when I was just saying earlier about going to Disney, they have this area that they grow all the food for the parks
that's cool.
inside, and like they will show you all the plants and stuff that they get everything, and you go on like a boat ride and you go through it, and like you go into like a greenery and you just like go through it.
Is
and, like
Disney?
Yeah, and cool. they show you it all, like the ins and outs of it, and the stuff that you're looking at like are literally things that you're going to consume in this park.
Yeah.
And I thought it was amazing. I'm like I had heard about it, and I know we've visited stuff like that in the past, and like when I was younger, but it's been 15 years since I had been there previously, and I took my daughter Charlie and all that, and it was a great time. But like she didn't appreciate that stuff because she's looking for the Toy Story and all the stuff. But like I'm like they literally grow all this stuff that they're providing for their own park right now, and I'm looking at it. I'm thinking like from a business owner standpoint, I'm like, this is a genius. Yeah. I would not expect anything less from Disney, of course, because like they are who they are. But like I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is genius. I'm getting like the background in the foreground on a ride that they're like, you can fast pass it and everything. I'm like, this is amazing. So whoever's thinking this, whatever guy in the background is thinking of that, you're a G man.
I think
good job.
Like to see the process.
It's great.
They like to see it.
People are working in front of me.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that's amazing. I'm watching a dude get his paycheck, and I'm just enjoying my boat ride. Like, it was amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Tours are the future, but they are the now. Right. You know what I mean? So
I have like a list of like five or six of my next goals. And then I have, I have short-term goals, long-term goals, and I would like to eventually buy my own farm because right now the farm I grow on I don't own.
I was gonna say, man, it sounds like you're trying to fall right into your landlord's shoes, where it's like, if you want to do bourbon and it would be bourbon, right? Since you're gonna do a Kentucky farm.
So I think with bourbon you have to age it a certain amount of I think it's like 2 years for it to be considered bourbon. There's like a set of rules. So it has to be like new aged. Or,
I thought it had to do with the Kentucky bourbon barrels.
No, so
or the Kentucky wood in the barrels.
Bourbon can be made anywhere in the United States, but there are a set of rules. So it has to be in. Pretty sure it's like new white oak barrels that can't be reused. Has to be brand new. Doesn't matter where it's made at. It has to sit in the like warehouse in a barrel for at least 2 years. And I think it's like 51%. Yeah, it's definitely bourbon it's a slow game. It's like very slow profit. You're not going to see that for a while. So a lot of people nowadays will buy bourbon that's just been sitting in barrels from these big companies and then sell that in their own bottles, buy the recipes from them until their bourbon's ready.
Oh, okay.
So that's like what
okay.
I don't think
sense.
it matters. New Riff,
Yeah.
they talk about it in their like tour, and so does Boone County Distillery. And I think for it to also be bourbon, it has to be 51% corn.
Oh, okay.
So I would just do a whiskey that tastes good, but wasn't aged for however long.
That's a lot of downtime, man. 2 years is a lot of risk, bro.
Yeah, which maybe it's possible if if I'm still doing hot sauce and other things. But I definitely would like to do something along those lines. I plan on doing other condiments. I've been like tossing around the idea of like a Farmer Nate's garden tool set. Coming out with like Farmer Nate's tools.
100%, bro. Like never limit yourself, man.
So I got tons of different ideas, just trying to figure out which ones are going to work and which ones aren't.
Bro, that's the thing, man. Like we say, as an artist, like you got to take your idea and crumble it up and throw it against the wall and see if it sticks. And you don't know which one's doing, which ones don't, man. I've said it a million times. Like, you know, the Harambe logo, we made that almost 6 years ago, and that's the strongest logo I've made, bro. Like, I've made some bangers, man, and like for some reason that Harambe logo just stands up on top. Like, it doesn't get any better than that one, man.
Nope, it does not get any better than that one, dude.
I think that like when you're making something and you're making it for yourself, you're like, this is awesome, I love this, but not everyone's going to share that same, you know, enjoyment. A lot of people will, but I think there's other people that will be more interested in something else.
For
like
sure.
the Harambe, you know.
And that's the thing, man. You never know what's gonna stick, bro.
Right.
It's like some of my favorite designs fell right off the wall. You know what I mean? And it's just like other ones are still holding strong, and it's like, all right, I'll make another run.
I know. There's a couple designs that I love, and they just didn't stick. I'm like, man, come on now. Come on, killing me here. I'm like, this is one of the best designs out there. Like,
but like other people don't.
Right. Like they don't see it. They'll sit on the shelf for a while. And I'm like, such a bummer. I'm like, it'll sell eventually, but like, I want to see that thing fly, because you know what I mean. Like, we're like, as he's coming up with designs and we're kind of throwing our ideas in the pot and stuff, we all want to see it like explode. We want to see a design like pop off and like take the top dog spot, but like. Still, it always falls back to Harambe every time.
There'll
man.
be one that tops that.
Yeah, we're hoping so. Harambe, like is getting he gets a shrine, man. He gets the.
Bro, I'm at the point where like I'm almost gonna start creating those candles. You know those like Catholic candles, the ones, the real tall ones.
That's cool.
So I want to do like Harambe candles, man. Just like, and we really were gonna do a shrine up on the wall where like. The candles were lit, and like it was like a little Harambe there, and the whole night. Bro, it's crazy how many people come in and they go, they had no clue that Harambe was here in Cincinnati. Like,
really?
I mean, we got photos of people in Tokyo. We got like Tijuana. Like, there's like so many photos of that one Harambe shirt. Like, one of my favorite photos is this guy in Tokyo. He's looking up like this. And Godzilla is on the actual building behind him, and the Godzilla's wrapped around the whole building. He's holding the top of it, and he's just got a beer in his hand. He's looking up like this, and he's got his Harambe shirt on. And I'm like, that's it, bro. Like, this is the type of shit, man. Like, I love that dude for snapping that picture, man.
My favorite is the story of the people that they were here from San Diego, and they saw the shirt, and they're cracking up, and I'm sitting at the desk just like, what's going on? Like, you guys think it's funny? And they're like, did this happen here? And I was like, in Cincinnati? I was like, yeah, it happened at our zoo. And she's like, we have to buy 2 of these shirts. This would never happen at our zoo. And I was like, where are you from? Like, we're from San Diego. We have a really big zoo there. I'm like, oh yeah, I've heard of it. She's like, this would never happen here, but we're taking these home with us. I'm like, she's like, we need 2 right away.
It's crazy that people like know about Harambe, but they don't know that he was from Cincinnati.
Yeah, they have no idea. It's one of those things where you see an article and you don't realize where it's coming from. You just read it and you just move on. Like, I think that's what it was. But they were cracking up, and I'm just like, what are y'all laughing at? Hey, what's up? Like, I'm at the desk, like 5 feet from them. They're just laughing. I'm like, well, we're from out of town. We're here for the aquarium, but like, this would never happen at our zoo. And I'm like, like I laugh it off, whatever. And I'm like, where are you from? Like, San Diego. I'm like, yeah. They took them right away, right to the desk, and like, let's get a hat too. That's cool. And like, they spent like $100, but like, it was just one of those moments, like, just because of Harambe, and they live by a major zoo, and like, it's just it's little things, but that snowball has like built, and Harambe's got his legend. It's 5 years now since
fan base.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to do Harambe hats, bro. We're gonna have to do like a limited run of those.
Man, that was a good, absolutely, to match hats. If you get a hat and a shirt combo, like that's fire, dude. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, like maybe one day you like do a Harambe sauce, bro. You know, maybe like do a collab. We can do something. You know what I mean,
bro? Man, we actually called up Gorilla Glue because we own the trademark to Harambe now.
Really?
Yeah. So we wanted to try to collaborate with them. And Gorilla Glue's from Cincinnati, right? So we're trying to collaborate with like local companies, like the shirt I'm wearing, the Skittles shirt. Obviously, we didn't get the okay from Skittles. I do this because like I'm trying to teach myself how to get better on Adobe Illustrator. So I'll take a design and I'll be like, okay, how do I make that design native, like to a T? So it's really gotten my creative buzz, like my creative juices moving, right?
Yeah.
But we wanted to start collaborating with like local companies, like Airheads is from here. So I'm like, man, it'd be super cool to do an Airhead shirt where they've got the mystery color where it's just white.
Yeah,
so we can
white
do like I've got color changing stuff. So we can do like the box logo where you don't know what color the box logo is going to be until you step out into the sun, and then it'll pop out.
That's cool.
So that was an idea we wanted to do. We want to do like proof of purchases where like you can buy like 25 liquid deaths or something and bring in the proof of purchase things, and then get a free T-shirt, something like that. But the Harambe stuff, like with Gorilla Glue, like we wrote them and said, hey, like we want to collaborate. We really think that we can do something. And like my mentality was make the T-shirt so dope that somebody in Gorilla Glue is gonna go, hey, we should make a product out of this. Right. So like I made this whole shirt like Gorilla Glue Harambe edition, and it was like the strongest grip in the world or something like that. But like being able to use a DTG printer, like we're able to put like a real piece of duct tape across the front of it and print on it, and it had like all like the light textures on it and stuff. It looked really cool, and I contacted Gorilla Glue. And the lady that runs the merch for all of the staff, like they've got like an online store where they can buy their own merch for their employees and stuff.
That's cool.
Her son's a huge fan of the brand. She's like I'm already no native, and my son's a huge fan of the brand. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, bro, like we got an in.
Yeah. And
then all of a sudden that chick throws the Gorilla Glue in her hair, and glues her hair to her forehead. And so now the Gorilla Glue's got to go through this huge lawsuit, and like they're being drugged through the internet, like everybody's talking about, like the lady was going to sue Gorilla Glue and everything. So
I didn't hear about that. This is a true story.
Yeah, she was. I can't remember the girl's name, man, but she used literally Gorilla Glue to lay the hair down in her hair. And they had to get it surgically. She had to go to a surgeon to get it removed. Like couldn't get it out.
Why would you?
Wild.
You didn't know about that either?
I had not.
Like
I had not heard that at all. That is wild. I did not.
Look up the
I'm very
Gorilla,
surprised.
the Gorilla Glue lady. Yeah, because she
like we know coffee's hot when the lady sued McDonald's.
Right.
We know coffee's hot.
Yeah.
So like that we know Gorilla Glue.
It's for glue, not hair.
Was she
Yeah,
trying to style her hair or something? Like
Yeah,
make it
yeah,
like
you
super
can-
stronghold?
Well, it was she was trying to like flatten it to her head, and just she used Gorilla Glue, which I've used Elmer's glue in my hair like when I was in college to get the spikes and stuff. But Elmer's glue washes out. Like
I've never done that.
Elmer's or Gorilla Glue, like you already know, bro. Like super glue, that stuff. Like man, you touch your fingers together, bro. It's like
rip skin
turns to
off.
glass.
Yeah.
Like, how does it turn to glass so quick?
Put on your lips, and you're never open your mouth, bro. It's over. Like,
But when that girl threatened to sue, bro, she got so much shit on the internet.
yeah, why would you? Why would you? Come on,
Because she couldn't get it out. She had to go like they had to go. She went to a surgeon. Like even Gorilla Glue like commented on like back and said, "Hey, try these steps to help get it out."
Yeah, they tried to, like,
nothing
cover.
worked,
Yeah.
bro. Nothing worked.
That's crazy. It's kind of like
human decision making.
See, this
that's
is
bad.
this is where we need Brad to be able to look it up right now and just be able to type it in.
Yeah.
Because all you'd have to do is type in Gorilla Glue Girl, and then we'd be able to pull up the videos, the shots, and everything. and
I'm
then
surprised I didn't hear this. When did this happen? Is it like?
It happened right when we were trying to get that Gorilla Glue deal.
So I remember when that happened about 2 years ago almost. So like, get it.
For at least an hour playing ping pong together, bro. It's the coolest thing.
That's
like,
cool.
yeah, like I actually stopped and talked to him one day, and I'm like, I've got to talk to you guys. I need to know more, man.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are here every single day. Like, just living your best life. Like this is like part of their routine is to come here and get a couple games of ping pong out before they start their day, bro.
That's cool. I remember there was a time where like the levee was there wasn't a lot going on for a while, and I'm glad to see it really popping back. And
North American Properties, bro, they came in and just killed it. So they bought the place in like 2019. The only store that was hanging on was like Claire's, bro. Claire's was the only one that was
that
was
still there?
No, they finally got muscled out.
Yeah.
So what they did was like December 2019, when North American Properties bought it over, they came to me and said, "Hey, we like the brand. We want you to do a pop-up shop for Christmas time." And it wasn't big. It was like they just wanted me to basically take over an empty store, just so it didn't look empty while Santa Claus was here. But like me, I was like, bro, move the podcast in, move everything you can in, like really try to blow them out of the water.
Take advantage of it, yeah.
I was here for 28 days, bro, like literally like 4 weeks, and that was it. Yeah. And so I was like move everything like this, bro. This is my old water heater. This thing is over 300 pounds, and I made it into a 6-foot graffiti can.
That's
so
sick.
It's still heavy as shit.
Yeah.
And it was the centerpiece of my house. When you walked in, I had a light set on it. It was like right there when you walked in. It was super cool, right? Because it was like, it's got the native brand, and it's got like a bunch of little hidden innuendos, like the Commonwealth in Kentucky instead of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And just little things that I put on there, bro. But it was like, move everything in here. So I had to take a Jeep to get it down here because I couldn't put that in any other car other than the top down that could hold something like that.
It's very heavy.
Yeah, but they loved us and said, "Hey, man, we want you to stay." So the trick worked, and then they gave us a store outside, and we were on a 24-hour lease, bro. So basically, they said you can hoard here, right? You can just basically like squat in this store.
Yeah.
But if anybody comes in, if anybody wants to rent it out, you got 24 hours to leave. If you mess up, if you do something wrong, if we don't like what you're doing, you got 24 hours to get all your shit out of here. Sign me up, bro. This March 12th, 2020. Sign me up, bro.
Yep.
March 17th, 2020.
We moved that whole store from this corner. There's a bunch of little homies, some skaters in the local scene, and they supported the brand.
Yeah, bro. They were like, "When are you going to move into the new store, bro? When are you going to do it?" And we're like, "I don't know, man. Maybe 2 weeks." And they're like, "Bro, fuck that. Let's move this now." And like, are you guys want to do it now? Like,
that's good people to have.
Yep.
Bro, they're still to this top day, man. Like they're at the top of the food chain when it comes to the tribe, for sure.
Shout out to Jose and everybody, man.
Yeah, bro. So we ended up moving outside, and like I said, 24-hour lease, bro. If we fucked up, we did anything, we had to go. But they gave me the rope and let me run with it, man.
Yeah.
And thankfully, 2 years later, they said, "Hey, we love what we're doing. We want to pay for a build out now, so we want you to stay." Nice. So now they built this out for us, and we were able to do anything that we wanted. So they loved the idea of the podcast. Kenwood hated it, bro. Like, Kenwood didn't even want the microphones in the building.
Oof.
They were like, can't even have the stuff sitting out. Don't even want it. So, but the levy,
idea.
Oh, bro, like. And that's the thing, like for us, like being local, people come in and they go, "What do you guys do here?" Like, "Oh, we interview local companies and local natives of the area." Right away, somebody's like, "I want to be interviewed," or "My buddy Jimmy needs to be interviewed." You know what I mean? So it's right, and right away they know it's a local company. So it's a perfect juxtaposition or a perfect like innuendo to get people talking on how this is a local company and it's more than just a store, right?
Right.
But dude, NAP, man, like when they bought this place out, they're like, "All right, let's just, for 2 years, we're going to gut this place, and then we're going to rehab it." So they did so much work that you can't even remember what it looked like.
It looks great.
The doors to walk in, you used to walk right upstairs. And now they got rid of those stairs completely, made a complete glass walk-in. They used to be brick all the way over there, bro. Yeah. So that whole entrance used to be brick.
I'd say that's probably the biggest change they made. Those stairs to go up were so, like, you just knew. Because you would go up, and you're not going to where necessarily where you want to go because you're going to Bar Louie. If you don't want,
that was the only spot.
That was the only thing, like, right, and Dewey's. Yeah, Dewey's. We thought Dewey's was going to come back. They never did. But, Dewey's left, unfortunately. But Claire's held on the longest, obviously. But, like, yeah, the change. I mean, you used to buy the movie tickets here at the kiosk, but now there's no kiosk. You go upstairs now for the actual to buy the tickets where the theater is. But like the changes are so monumental in the place, but it's important change because the flow of the traffic comes right in, comes into the gallery, which is where we're at, and all of a sudden you're in the shopping experience. There's trade over there, which is all local companies. Everybody in the gallery local. We've got a spice shop of all things, Colonel D Spices. I
was thinking about going to talk to them after this.
Absolutely, we have a.
They might be closed.
I think
by
they are
now.
closed. I have an inside track. We can set up a meeting. I can make that happen, man, for sure. That's 100% in the realm of possibilities for sure. But there's all sorts of like local companies here that they're all just doing their hustle every single day, and that's the best part is like when you walk in here, all local. Just go find your thing. There's a plant. You can buy plants. Yeah, man, it's really cool, and it's different to the point where you can buy a plant on the levee. Like you can't find plants everywhere you go. They're one of those things where can you find a plant that's living, healthy, that I can take home? And
so many drunk people buy plants too. That's the
so
craziest
many,
thing,
bro.
Man. You'll just see females walking around just talking to their little plant that they just bought.
Yeah, with wooden cask beer, like
dude.
just plants and beer, and they're just like, I'm having a great time. Like I bet you are, girl.
That's all they need.
Yeah, plants and beer, you're good.
Yeah.
Right. It's what they've done to the levee is awesome, and so many people don't even realize it. They'll come down here after not being here for say 2 years, and people are like, I haven't been to the levee since I don't even know before COVID. And I'm like, yeah, well, welcome. This is the new. Yeah.
Changed, yeah.
And,
I love the bars and restaurants out there in the like storage units, or like boxes,
Yeah, bro.
What are those called?
Box Park.
Yeah, Bridgeview Box Park.
Okay.
Yeah, Bridgeview is.
That has like different bars and restaurants in it, right?
Yeah, there's Tiki Bar. Yeah, there's a few
Okay.
different little companies. Yeah, Spiked Lemonade, all sorts of things out there. Black Market Lemonade, which is
very cool.
a friend of ours. Yeah, he's doing his thing there.
4EG just moved in too, man, which is great. If 4EG moves in like that, they see potential in places too. So Beeline's right down there, and Buzz too. So Buzz is like the little spot in the Box Park.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like Keystone, like that whole Bob Deck mentality. Like those guys are great, man. That's another company that thinks outside the box, bro. Like Keystone's macaroni and cheese, right? It's so good that they now like freeze it and sell it at Kroger.
Yeah.
So like that might be somebody that to talk. You said you already had the connections to get into Kroger, and I feel like that's just a waiting game, like you said. Like that's just a numbers game where it's like I need to make sure that I've got enough peppers in hand.
Yeah.
When that order
it's
comes in.
It's my choice. I'm like holding off right now. It's not because it's because I want to, because I know I'm not ready for that yet. But I do plan on getting ready, and it's just a matter of time.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, because a store like that's not going to order the small amount that I'm getting now.
Used to, yeah.
Yeah, like Jungle Gyms is my biggest. Like they order pretty much almost monthly. Most stores order from me monthly, but like most of them are 3 cases, 1 case of each flavor, which is easy. I can do that. Jungle Gyms orders are a little bit more like bigger. They're like a couple cases, and it's a little bit more overwhelming. So then I'm thinking like, what if like Fresh Time and Kroger? That's gonna be a lot of cases.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. They might put it in 4 or 5 stores.
Yeah.
Bro,
Kroger very easily could put it in 4 or 5 stores.
Jump in deep, figure out the logistics later, bro. You can always find peppers.
Yeah.
We can find peppers for you.
I'm actually thinking about doing a co-packer, which basically, so there's another local food maker here. They own a warehouse, manufacturing warehouse, and they make their own stuff. But they also help companies like me. What they'll do is they'll buy all the bottles, make it. I give them my recipe. They make it for me. Pretty much cap it, label it, and then I'll have 100+ cases of sauce, and I can focus on selling.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've tossed it back and forth because I'm like, what does that take away? From me making it by myself and with my own hands, does that take something away from the brand and from like the story?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, just have to grow. It's the best way to scale.
So.
I mean, Paul Newman's he's not in the kitchen anymore, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they're still killing it.
Yeah.
It's your recipe, man.
Right.
Like it's about the very bottom of the base.
Yeah.
You don't have to go up the whole pyramid. You just have to create your base and you build up from there.
Yeah.
It's the recipe, man.
It just seems like a no-brainer for me to do that because it's like that's the best way to scale. And I would love to go like nationwide and be in every store, just be like a staple that every store has. And I think in order to do that, I have to have somebody make me hundreds of cases at a time.
Right.
Because, I can't do it filling up with my measuring cup and funnel right now.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe one day I'll be able to take those, that work back from them. And, when I get my own kitchen with my own bottling equipment and a team to help me. But right now it's just, I need a scale, and it's hard to do when it's all by myself.
For sure, bro.
Yeah.
Especially when you're, when you're looking at somebody like Kroger that, you're thinking, all right, well, if they do set something up, it might be like a Midwest thing where they choose 20 or 30 Krogers, and even at 20 or 30 Krogers, 2 cases per Kroger, that ends up being a whole lot of stuff to bottle. But everybody's got to get to that point, man. Yeah. Everyone's got to get to that point where you're not printing anymore. You're not mixing the stuff. You've got to the point where you know exactly what needs to be in this bottle. And you just need to make sure that the people that are bottling it know that. You know what I mean? So I don't think the longevity of Nate isn't packing it anymore is a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. I think it's one of those things where once Nate gets to that point, people are gonna latch on even more. That and then quality control, man. It's gonna be, if you've got the recipe and people know, this is what we need. This amount, then it's not you taste testing it because, me being the mad scientist, bro. Like if I had a hot sauce, I don't think it would ever taste the same every single time.
Yeah.
Because I'm so enthralled and well, it didn't taste right this time, right? Or I wanted it to taste a little bit better this time, or a little bit different.
Always trying to improve it, and
and over time you're gonna fall from that original recipe that you had that made you popular in the first place, bro. I always scream it to the top of my lungs, man. Like Pop-Tarts, Gatorade, all these companies, like stop wasting all your money on doing these off the wall flavors, right? Like stick with the ones that made you famous in the first place, bro. Like when these companies are doing commercials and they're trying to spend millions of dollars on these commercials, like go back to the Mikey likes it shit. You know what I mean? Like go back to the original commercials that made your company popular in the first place, and stop trying to reinvent the wheel, man. Those are just things that my mindset's always in marketing mode, right? So I'm always trying to think, and it's like I'm always, when I see a commercial, I'm like, oh, bro, they didn't do that right. They didn't hit that mark. You know what I mean? But sticking with what you're used to, bro. That's the main thing, and then consistency, making sure that it tastes the same every time, because you get somebody that tastes tastes it, and it tastes a little bit different than it did last time. They're gonna think that there's a funk to it or there's something.
That's that was the hardest part to the whole process, getting the recipe to be the same every single time.
Especially because you're experimenting, so it's not like you put in 17 dashes of this. Like I put in 17, then I added another 4, and then I did another 3, and then I added a little bit of this. You're a mad scientist of your own reckoning, bro, for sure.
I was gonna say your own lab, man. You get your own lab,
I mean, even if it tastes the same and the color looks different, I don't like it, because I don't want, if a store purchased from me last month and the color's just a little bit off and they put that on the shelf with what's left of the previous order, I don't want people to be like, okay, what's going on here?
For sure.
Right. So. That's a small detail that most people aren't thinking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're thinking about it as they're buying, and let's say they get 2 bottles, same flavor, right? But they look at them when they look at them and like, this one's darker. Why do you think that one's darker? They start talking to their husband or wife, and like, why do you think that's darker? I don't know. Put that one back. We'll just get one. You know what I mean?
I'm very meticulous when it comes to
talk.
Detailing. So a big reason why I do a lot of this by myself is there's one day or a couple days where I was under a lot of pressure trying to get these bottles labeled, and my wife was like, I'll help you. First time she ever helped me, she labeled them, and the label was just a little crooked. And I was like, you have to take that off and redo it. And she was like, I don't see the big deal. And I was like, it's okay, I'll finish it. She just doesn't, I'm very detailed when it comes to that. And I think it kind of shows, And so, with color and taste, it's pay very close attention to making sure it's the same.
That's funny. I get out of it. I'll be here doing some of my operation stuff, that's my role. So I'm putting stickers on bags, and I noticed that whoever had done the bags before, their stickers were a little too high. I noticed it one time, like, and they were there, and I'm like, I looked at them, I was like, that sticker's not in the right spot. It's just a sticker on a bag that's gonna leave. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But I noticed it. I'm like, whoever put this on there did a little too high. And I was like, I don't have the conversation at our next meeting. But I move on. But like, I think about that because I'm like, this should be at the certain line because it's the perfect spot. With when you pull the bag out, it's gonna be at that spot. I think about it every single time. It's something small. It's a detail. It's a detail-oriented thing. Doesn't really matter. It doesn't change the sale because it's after the sale's made anyways.
Right.
But it's something I think about. And you got to think about that because
it's important.
It is important. It is important because at the end of the day, you want consistency. Across the board. Yeah,
bro. You know what really irritated me when Kentucky Bourbon Barrel first came out. They you need some more sangria?
Oh no, I'm good.
When Kentucky Bourbon Barrel first came out, all their labels were so crooked and falling off, like literally like you would. The wrap on the back wouldn't be adhered, like it would already be peeling off in the back. And I was at the Cincinnati Beer Fest, and it was I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It was a while ago, and the Bourbon Barrel people were there, and I asked them, I was like, yo, like I gotta, like every bottle that you guys put, like the labels are bad. They're not lined up. They're not straight. Some of them are falling off, and by the time I'm done with the bottle, I've already fidgeted the label halfway off without even thinking about it. He said that everybody down there gets to drink while they're working.
That's pretty cool.
Oh.
So,
I mean,
so he
it's
was
a cool
so,
story.
It makes sense.
How crazy is that, bro?
Yeah.
So he's like, oh yeah, he's like we just have a good time down there at the bottling company.
We just
bro.
let it
Well,
run.
like Bullet Bourbon, their labels are intentionally crooked. I mean, they're slapped on like sideways and like diagonal and stuff. And
oh, really?
Yeah, so I think they kind of play into that, like
because it doesn't have to be the same.
And then they're like,
It's
we do it by hand, and
sure.
Which by hand is hard to get each one to match. I don't have a labeling machine, so I use like this small little thin book. I put it on the edge of a table, and then I put the label kind of like at the bottom of the book to make sure it's straight and at the same level at the bottom of the bottle, and then I wrap it around, and I have to tear it off like once or twice every time to do it.
We're the same way, bro. Like when it comes to printing, like when we're putting the shirt onto the DTG printer, you got to make sure that it's completely straight, and especially with me, because my straight line is actually a little bit off, right? Because like I only got one eye, so like my straight line's a little bit crooked, but thankfully, like we've got like little arrows that we put on there and just try to keep everything straight. But if that shirt's off by a hair, like we're both looking at each other like, you fucking idiot.
There's little techniques that I've thought of and we've come up with that like help you, like like when the DTG printer, you can fold the shirt up on the bottom and line everything. There's ways to go about it, whatever. Yeah, you figure stuff out, whatever. But like but if when you mess one up, no matter who, like we've all messed it up because it's so finicky. It's such a finicky process.
Well, because if you move the shirt just a little, I mean, it won't be
straight. Yeah, perfect. Exactly.
And up and down. If it's too high, you'll get an error. If it's too low, you'll get it'll be blurry.
Yeah.
So
because like the plat and where the shirt sits can be higher and lower, closer to the actual needle that's putting the ink on the shirt.
Gotcha.
So if you're further away, it's going to be blurry, and closer, it's actually going to be more concise, right?
It doesn't touch the shirt; it sprays down.
Yeah.
So it's got to be just above it where it doesn't touch the shirt. Mm-hmm. If it does, you can hit the print head, and it's like $4,000 to fix it. Whoa. We've already been down that road
We've
twice.
already been down that road.
Yeah,
twice.
Nothing is cheap on that machine.
No.
Dude, and especially with Epson, man. And like Epson, like they're a bunch of assholes, bro. Like they've got everything like so wrapped up. Like the second that I do something on that machine that I'm not supposed to, it says, "Hey, you're about to void your warranty."
Yeah.
All right, player.
Yep, it knows.
Because I can tell you that like I taught myself how to fix that machine to an extent. Like I've gotten pretty good at fixing it, bro. Like
good at fixing it.
Yeah,
dude,
like the last time they were like, it's going to be another $4,500, and I'm like, I just paid you guys $4,500 97 days ago, and they were like, your warranty was up 90 days ago. It was literally 100. It was
money.
bro, and they were like, we need to come out and replace the same thing that we replaced 90 days ago. And I was like, you guys didn't fix the problem though. The problem is still here. The problem you didn't fix. You came out and you replaced the print head, but the printhead broke again because the original problem you never attempted to. Yeah,
still there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna Google this, bro. YouTube University, like I was saying earlier, man. It's just like fixed it myself, bro. Fixed the whole thing myself. And there's only one company that comes out and fixes it. It's not like I can call,
third party.
Yeah, or like if it halts, call Waltz. That motherfucker doesn't know how to work on that, bro. He told me to kiss my ass on my sublimation machine.
Yeah.
You think he knows how to work a DTG printer?
Isn't that like way different than what they do? Don't they do like big like paper printer, or is that the same? I don't know how any of that works.
This one's probably more intricate than any of the other ones because this is pushing liquid ink through. So like a printer has like toner ink, so it's not liquid, right? It's not like water based. And if you don't print for a week, that the ink doesn't dry in the hose. Okay. And this it will. Gotcha. But not this one. This one actually circulates the ink as long as we're doing the proper usage of it. It like pushes all the ink through, so it never. But
you guys are printing shirts every day, so I mean.
Yeah,
you're supposed to.
Yeah.
So when you own one of these machines, they say it should never stop running. Pretty much.
Yeah. If it stops for 2 or 3 days, then it's you're gonna seize the print head, and then you got to pay four G's to get it fixed.
Yeah. So it has to keep running. Really, like you have to keep printing.
But that's a good motivation though to keep going every day.
But like that's the thing is like we are like both highly motivated people in general. Like we're not really wanting to stop because there's too much going on in our heads and our activity. Like we just want to keep going. Like why not? Why stop? So like it works in our favor. But I could see how someone like is just doing custom orders, and if they're not getting stuff for a week or two, they ruin their printer. They literally will ruin and they have to pay more money out for them to do maybe 2 more orders. And like, all right, this is not worth my money. Right. Because it's an expensive machine and an expensive fix. I mean, that 4,000, you do four fixes of that. That's the cost of the machine. Yeah, you know what I mean. 4 or 5 times of fixing a printer head, you're paying for the machine again. Yeah, and it's
not only that, it's like $1,500 to for another color. So if when you're running low on ink, it's $1,500 to
replace it,
just to get new ink, just to print the stuff.
How long does it last? Like a thin of ink.
I don't know, man.
White goes the fastest because you're using white the most. But like other colors are
So like any shirts that have color on it, like this here, like we did a layer of white over the whole thing, and then it lays a whole color over top. So that's how the grays are able to pull through over the top of that red. But like honestly, probably 140 prints, maybe 150 prints is where we're having to change the white at. The colors aren't as bad. But white is just there's actually two ink cartridges of white, so there's double the white in there. So it's $575 just for the white, and we go through that about once every week, every 2 weeks.
Wow. So do you just have like orders on repeat, like they'll ship it to you every week pretty much?
No, I go out there and pick them up, man. It's all local. Trigon is a local company. Actually, they're nationwide, but thankfully they're over by Jungle Gyms, bro. That's every time I go. Every time I go to Eastgate to pick up the ink, I stop by Jungle Gyms. I pick up some Liquid Death for the store. Picked up the Nate's Farmer Nate's hot sauce. And then pick up the white ink, bro, and then just get the printing for the week. So every Friday we're in here with a whole new batch of clothes, and I'm always at home at nighttime just with my wife, bro. I'll be on the computer just drumming up new ideas for designs and stuff. And then I'll come in here, and nice thing about the printer is I can print one, and if it doesn't look good, don't do it anymore. You know what I mean? But like me personally, like I've got so many like one-off shirts, bro, and like I'll wear them just to see if people say shit, and if they do, then I'll start mass producing them. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's the best part about the DTG printer. Yeah, man, you're not stuck with like ordering 48 like shirts order, and then getting like for us, like we would never have Pittsburgh Steelers shit in here, right? But we can have a whole row of black, yellow, blue, green, orange, gray, white. And that covers the entire sports realm, right? Mm-hmm. So then if a Steelers fan comes in, we can throw a yellow native and a white 412 on the shirt just like that, and then get them out the door, and we've got a Steelers version, going back to Pittsburgh that we would have never made, right? Mm-hmm. So like being here at the Levee, like we get a lot of Columbus, Dayton, Indianapolis, and Louisville. So we get a lot of those area codes. So as long as we got some of that stuff in stock, like couple steps every week, man. You know, we'll get 2 or 3 people from Louisville to come in. They'll buy the stuff. They'll go back to the Ville, and then, you know, a couple weeks later, we'll get a couple sales online. It's just, it's a slow trickle, man. But it's like, it's that, you know, that just making sure that we're walking a little bit further every day, bro.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's important too.
So the 15 year, you want to have a whole realm of sauces and whiskeys, bro. You just
products.
I'm sure there's gonna be more too, but yeah,
that's the best part of expanding, bro. Is like learning what you're good at and then finding what you want to be good at.
And I'm open. You know, I always try to be as open as I can be. You know, to if something comes along, I'm like, that's cool. Like, I'll consider it, you know.
For sure, bro.
I would love to do a ranch dressing, and my goal was to try to get one out this year, but I don't know if that's going to happen just because I am so busy. But I would love to see what you would do with ranch dressing, because what you did with that hot sauce, it's not hot sauce. Like, I've never tasted a hot sauce like that. Right. So whatever you're about to do with ranch, like, I'm sure it's going to be like something completely different than what's on the shelves now, bro. Yeah. I think that's why Kentucky Tane does so well, because it is so different, you know. Yeah, no one likes the boring old same stuff that's already out there.
Well, I mean, you're not going to talk about it and advertise it too. Right. Like, you're not going to go out and say like, oh man, you know, Texas Pete was the shit. You need to go try it, because it's so bland.
I mean, back when Texas Pete came out, probably so.
It's still fire, bro. Like, Texas Pete's still one of the best like normal Tabascos out there, but it's not. Like once you get in the realm of what you're doing, it's like it's gourmet. Like what you said earlier.
Like craft,
It's a craft. It's a craft hot sauce, bro. And it's that's such a smart phrase, because it is. It's nothing like the run of the mill shit you see on the shelves.
Yeah.
So
it's not for everybody though. I mean, there's a lot of people that have told me they don't like Kentucky Tane, but the people that do love it sound just like you. They're like amazing. It's wild flavor, and so I'm okay with that. You know, I'm happy that people like it.
It's my favorite. Literally, like, I remember when I first got the box and I just tried all 3, and I liked the curry one, jalapeno curry, I think it was called.
I might get rid of that one.
That one.
You're gonna have to get a couple bottles.
That one was that I liked it one, but like the Kentucky Tang, I tried it and I was like, you know what? I need to use this sparingly. I really thought that. I was like, I need to use this sparingly, because I don't know when I'm going to get more. And is Nate going to keep doing this? Luckily, you have continued. But like, at the time, I didn't know, because like, it's kind of early on.
Yeah, it's
and
new.
I was like, Nate going to keep doing this? I need to keep this Kentucky Tang, like the habanero. I was like, yeah, I've tasted habanero before. Smokehouse is cool, whatever. That I could probably find a habanero sauce that would be good. But this Kentucky Tang's so different. Like,
you're not going to find anything like it.
Nowhere. I have every person I've showed, because I showed quite a few people when they come over. Like, I've still got a little bit. I've still got some left, but like, I thought, like, literally to myself, I'm like, I need to make sure that like I keep some of this aside myself, because the tang is just so it was so different. It really was, because I had never tasted anything like that. And I did a Queen City Foodies before. I've done the food thing. Like, I love my tastes and whatnot, and that was just different. I'm like, the homie made this. Like,
I might just take away the hot sauce part off the label and just make it like a Farmer Nate's just sauce. Just you know how like there's like Worcestershire, so I can't pronounce it.
Worcestershire,
but like you only know the one brand, right? It's just that's just the sauce. It's not any particular kind of sauce. I mean, I guess now there's other Worcestershire sauces, but I can't pronounce.
But
it.
but there's that he's the only one in his lane for sure.
Yeah. So I might try to like make it, you know, maybe not call it a hot sauce, but just call it, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned.
You got the flavors down, bro, for sure. Yeah. So whatever you're gonna try to do to create that like everyday sauce, like that Worcestershire sauce, whatever it is. Like, I'm not a fan of that sauce, because I've never found what it would taste good on. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I don't. Maybe there's too much vinegar in it. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'd be down with the vinegar though. Like, I don't know what's in it. Like, I'm not
sure what's in it either.
I haven't tried it a ton. Yeah, if it's sodium, I'm in, bro. Like, I love
anything salty.
Yeah. Soy sauce, my shit.
Yeah,
man, for sure. But actually, you know what? Like, Kaylin bought some teriyaki soy sauce the other day. It was from Trader Joe's, bro. It was phenomenal.
If you like soy sauce, check out Sin Soy.
Sin Soy?
Yeah, you can get it at Jungle Gyms.
It's local?
Local, yeah. They,
I think I seen it the other day at Jungle Jim's.
It's
actually.
good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. Doesn't taste like your average soy sauce, but it does, if that makes sense. You can tell it's a soy sauce, but it has like unique
Craft
flavors
soy
to
sauce?
it. Yeah, it's like a craft soy sauce.
There it is,
yeah.
bro. Like
That word.
I'm telling you, I'm in, bro. That word craft is so genius because it describes what you're doing perfectly. It's a craft hot sauce.
Yeah.
So it's like I took a lot of time, and there's a lot of flavors and seasonings in that I'm sure most companies wouldn't do because they're like, all right, well, we gotta cut down 2 pennies, to bring this down.
Yeah.
So like you can tell that like you didn't skimp on the flavors, bro. It's not like we put just enough just to give you a little hint of what we're trying to do. Like
Right.
there's flavor in that shit.
Man, there's
for
flavor
sure.
for sure. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm telling you, like, I'm not gonna lie, I've added it to ramen a few times.
Nice.
Like, we talked about that earlier, but
Yeah.
like, it really does make the ramen, whatever flavors in the ramen, it just brings it out. Whether you meant to do that or
Yeah.
not, it just did. There's flavor and there's enough hot. Like in the Kentucky Tang, it's not too hot, whatever.
Right.
But like, I've put the habanero in everything. I tried all 3 in their different elements, and the heat is just enough heat and it's enough flavor. And you're just balancing both, and at the end of it, the aftertaste is solid because that's a big part too. The aftertaste,
Right, yeah.
aftertaste
Yeah.
is everything, because like people
Can't
don't
make
want
sure
that
it's
leak.
too burnt or
Right?
something.
Yeah. You don't want that burnt taste. You don't want it to taste like have a stale taste or anything like that. But like you've got the balance right. Obviously, you've practiced up and down. I'm sure endless
been-
hours. So
Yeah.
I can only imagine how late you've stayed up doing it. But like either way, like
I'm still burping that hot sauce, bro.
I can still feel
I was
it.
about ready to ask you how,
I can still
how,
feel
that,
it.
how you felt.
Yeah,
Yeah. Still burping. I still feel it for
yeah,
sure.
for sure. It's
That's gonna linger.
Yeah, yeah.
Or I mean, it'll probably be done soon, but yeah,
Yeah.
it lingers for a little bit.
Yeah, like, no, you're good. What's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, welcome to Native. Yeah, we're live right now. Hard to tell. We're not looking at it live right now, but like there are people watching live. We're live and right now. You can see we got some people in the store. Hey, what up? What up? Yeah. But yeah, definitely the flavor, man, is you've hit the nail on the head, and
Thank you.
You should definitely be proud of the product that you produce because people, I can see how Jungle Gyms will jump on board. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like because they want stuff that's off the beaten path
Right,
too. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And you fall in their lane, and the obviously the labeling is just different enough too. So like you've crossed all their T's and dotted all the I's, man. So.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
I don't have it so much now, but for a while I had like imposter syndrome, like thinking like, oh, I'm not a hot sauce maker, I'm not a chef, So I was getting real self-conscious about those ones, but I'm kind of over that now. I feel more like I own my, craft. But so
Good
it's
for
good
you,
it's
bro.
good to hear. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
like, let's get down to that. Like, you originally were a musician. We played in a band
Musician,
together. And Honor Code, that was the band
Yeah.
name, man. We
That's
played in
one
a
of my
band
first
called
bands,
Honor Code
yeah.
back in the day. We did a photo shoot and like on like this
Abandoned
by this
house,
haunted
yeah.
house actually, and like these these hay bales,
Yeah.
hay bales, right. But like, what determines that you're a musician or not, right?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
you can get a drum set, you play drums.
Yeah.
I did vocals and did my thing, but like, what determines that you're a musician? The fact that you play the show? Are you a musician? Did you write the music?
Right.
What determines
Well,
that? So
I think with chefs have a lot of
Chefs
like
are. I agree.
formal
Yes.
training. They go to
Yes.
school, they really like learn their craft, not just in one particular area, but how to cook any meal, every meal, and
Right.
what goes great with what. So I think there is a lot of formal training where I can't call myself like a chef because I don't feel like I've earned that right.
Sure.
But-
Yeah, you're an apprentice
Yeah.
under people and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
But you're still producing a product, even if you're not a chef. You still have a kitchen. You still
Yeah.
are working at it. Like, respect, like, real recognize real, regardless of how it comes to fruition, right?
Right,
So, like,
yeah.
you don't have to be
Bro,
a chef.
you'll know when
Yeah.
you get the recognition, man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not. There's no time limit on it. You'll know inside your mind, like you're already saying like I'm starting to feel like I'm starting to own my own. Like there'll be a point, bro, where you're like, I've got this,
Yeah.
right? Like now I'm so good. Now I just need to critique it. Now I just need to twist a little thing here, do a little thing here, and then, like one of the best advices that I've got was from a guy named Andrew Listerman. He's a friend of mine from a lifetime ago. Man, He's living in L.A. doing Justin Bieber music videos and Chris Brown music videos.
Cool.
He's killing it now, man. But during the pandemic, like we almost had like I said, like we got the keys to the place, to the new store, March 12th, 2020. The pandemic started March 17th, 2020. So 5 days after I signed the lease for the store outside, the pandemic started. So now it's like we can't open. Right. So it got to the point where like things started getting bleak, where I was thinking to myself, hey, at least I've got the petty cash in the drawer. Right. So if I've got to pay bills, at least I've got that $200 in the drawer where I can pay my electric. That's crazy to think that it got down to like that bare bones, bro. But like, you get to that point and you just you've got to pivot, and then that's what he told me, bro. It's like these are those moments that the strong survive, and you got to figure out how to pivot, how to get yourself out of the situation. And being a basketball player, like just saying the word pivot meant so much, because it's like, all right, bro, there's you move one foot in a different direction and you got a whole new view. Right.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Something I heard yesterday, bro. I've been watching that HBO series, The Winning Time. Have you seen that?
No, I have not.
Holy shit! Have you watched it?
I haven't. No.
It's the story of the Lakers, bro. Like the late '70s, early '80s Lakers, when basketball wasn't shit, and they were trying to. The Lakers were a dying team. They just got Magic Johnson, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was like, the whole going to the mosque, and like he was really like falling out of basketball and falling into like trying to find Jesus again, or Allah. This it's so interesting, dude, because it's like it's real actors. It's John C. Reilly as the owner of the Lakers. I don't know who plays Magic Johnson, but goddamn, he's
Jerry
Magic.
West. They have someone portray Jerry West in there.
Yeah,
Jerry West is real salty about how he was portrayed.
Oh, he's portrayed as an idiot,
he's
and alcoholic.
He's like I don't know if he's actually in the process of suing them, but he's like really
For
mad,
sure.
about how they portrayed him.
I'd be too, bro,
Yeah.
because they basically like he's like they're portraying him as like kind of a spaz, honestly.
He's the logo, bro. He is on the NBA logo. That's him.
Yeah,
they should not portray him like that.
They need to swap that though. They need to.
I
put Kobe in on it.
For sure, I agree. But like, he's the logo. You should never portray him as bad like that. You know what I mean? Like, if you're doing it, because apparently he wasn't like that at all. He was like,
I mean, if he wasn't like that, then of course you shouldn't betray him. But if he was like that, then you should betray him.
Well, if you portray it, but apparently they're saying he's got a
He's
case.
saying, or they saying?
Well, I guess he brought it up, and I guess the critics are saying that he might have a case.
Yeah.
So I don't.
I mean, I can definitely see it, because when you watch it, Jerry West was definitely not a favorite of the show by any means.
Sure.
But the show is so interesting, bro. And like there was a saying that was on the show, and like I was waiting for Kalen just to look over and just stare in my soul. He said, life's not always about staring over the edge. Sometimes you gotta step back and look at the view. Like, cause like me, like I'm always like, I'm always right at the edge, bro. Like I'm either gonna fucking make it or I'm gonna jump off the cliff. Like I've got to do this. I gotta just happen. It's gotta happen now. And the guy's like, bro, you're at the top of the mountain. Step back and take a look.
Yeah.
Like you don't always have to press the boundaries of the edge of the cliff. Step back and look around.
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, that's probably the most simplistic like phrase that I've heard that made so much sense to me, bro. Because like I'm so gung ho, and I'm always worried about falling off the edge. Always.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the crazy thing is at the end of the month, everything always works out to the same, bro. It's like I'm stressing out about the day to day. I yell at Andrew. Andrew, he comes back at me and says, "Bro, everything's fine. Don't jump off the cliff."
Yeah.
And at the end of the month, everything works itself out, bro. Every single time. And it's like, man, we just need to trust the science, bro. Trust the science and trust the people around you, right? Because like, if it wasn't for him and Tyrell, man, I wouldn't be here by any means, because I would have gotten beat up and I would have given up, like we said hours ago, bro. Like. But these guys won't let me give up now. It's like to the point where like we're all eating on it. You know what I mean? And
100%.
And it wasn't until they take my dream and try to run with it as their own. And that's my responsibility to make sure that there's enough food on the plate, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, we got to find ways that everybody can eat, bro. So, there's only 3 of us here, and it's a slow draw to the finish line, but it's going to be a good one because we've got the structure that we're building to get there, bro. So, like I think you're on the cusp of it, man. Like the proof is in the pudding, right? That's what they say, and like the sauce that you have is phenomenal, bro. Like that Kentucky tang was so different than anything I've had, and like the habanero, I can't wait to go pick some of this up, man, and bring it home to the wife so she can try it, bro.
Nice.
Now the habanero is in stores. This one is not.
Habanero's
right?
in stores. Farmer's Revenge only is a limited release every November. So like last year, I did 66 bottles. I hand numbered each one, like 1 out of 66, 2 out of 66.
Dope.
This year I'm gonna try to do a couple hundred.
Okay.
But
so like every November, it kind of seems like that's when One Chip Challenge brings out their one chip. So is that when like the Carolina Reaper is that the like the grow point?
That's when I pretty much finish my harvest. Yeah. So my plants will usually last until October. So come October, I'll have, hundreds of pounds of peppers. Specifically those peppers I'd be using in that sauce. That and November, December, all of those, that time is just like hot sauce. Everyone loves hot sauce because of Christmas. It's cold outside. You want to warm up.
I mean, it's got a very bourbon-esque like mentality these days where people like they're getting, connoisseurs like hot sauce. Like Colonel D's over here, he's got a whole hot sauce wall.
There's a huge industry,
bro, and they're connoisseurs. Like these people are really like falling into it. Do you follow Smoking Egg Curry at all?
Oh yeah, totally.
He's like the king of it, dude.
He created the Carolina Reaper. Yeah.
He's the shit, bro. So like, actually, for a moment there, like I was telling these guys, yo, every time he's going live, we gotta go live. We gotta click on it. We gotta comment, hey, what's going on? Like, so he sees that native brand on there. Like, and so there was a moment where every time we were hopping on his live feeds, I'd Smoke and Air would be like, hey, what's going on, native? I'm like, yeah, that's what we're talking about, bro. Now we need to get him on the podcast. So it's like, all right, so just keep getting him in the face, but.
He's a big deal. Yeah,
he's the top of the food chain, especially because of hot ones, man. Like Sean Evans and those guys, like they really put like the hot sauce to the next level. It was almost like, hot sauce has always been the cool thing, right? Like if you can take it, you can take it. If you can't, you can't. But like these guys put it in the mainstream somehow, and like the fact that they got like these celebrities coming in, and you're seeing, celebrities are like off of their platform, because they're caught off guard, and they're like, what was the question? Like, bro, the Kevin Hart episode was probably one of my favorites because like in the middle of it, he started laughing. He's like, I think I'm drunk, and they were like, that's that's one of the effects of like the side effects of Carolina Reaper is like hallucinations and like feeling like. And it's real. It's a true feeling, and it's so crazy that you get that off of something as little as just a dab of hot sauce, man.
Yeah, pepper high, capsaicin high.
Yeah, so like for you, it's got to be a good feeling too, man. So when you nail that recipe and you get that right moment, we're like, oh, bro, it tastes good, and it makes me laugh when I'm eating it. Okay, I'm in, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
I like to think that like hot sauce is the new. So like you had your like craft beer, era, your craft bourbon era. I think hot sauce is the new,
100%,
gonna
bro.
be the new like craft. Like you're gonna have all these makers, and there's already tons of small batch makers like myself creating sauces that are wild and like, great tasting. And I think that it's just gonna keep growing, and it's gonna end up being like there's gonna be bourbon, like how there's like breweries on every corner and bourbon distilleries on every corner now. I think that hot sauce is gonna be.
Bro,
like
you should talk to Colonel D and try to get some of that bourbon salt. So he's got like bourbon salt and stuff. Like you might be able to make like a bourbon hot sauce.
I'll have to try
bourbon
that,
flavor. That'd be fire, bro.
Yeah. I thought about ways I can incorporate like a bourbon hot sauce or tequila. It seems like a lot of work with getting the licensing to handle like alcohol.
So like that. I'm
with something like that.
Yeah, it's like bourbon salt. So it's like it's not even
good,
like or like maple salt, something like
just
that.
Just a spice.
Yeah,
it's not like actual, booze.
I mean, if you had tequila in it, I'm sure it would end up burning out the alcohol in anyways when you're trying to cook it or whatever you're going to do to it. But all right, man. So so you got the paperwork on his social media handles, because we want to make sure that everybody gets a hold of this. So we are talking on Instagram right now. So what is his IG handle? Is it all run down? That's it. All right, here we go. All right, social media handles, IG, Farmer Nate Sauce. So that's Nate's, so that's 2 S's. Farmer Nate's Sauce. Farmer Nate Sauce on Facebook as well. And, bro, see, that's the beauty of it, man, is making sure that you get the same name every single time. And that's one of the things we're struggling with TikTok right now, is like we've got the Native brand. So when people come in and go, how do we find you? It's the easiest just to go, the Native brand, all one word. You can find us on any of the social media, right?
Right.
But TikTok, it's like, man, we've got like the Mad Scientist Lab, the Hidden Lab, and then the Native brand. And it's like we're trying to figure out, because all the kids are going into the lab and doing the photos. So it's like, how do we, you got to get that one name that just everyone can relate to, man.
Yeah. Because there's 2 separate entities in one store. So like people are experiencing the Native brand, but then they'll go to another room and their Native isn't even on the wall. So like you're kind of like balancing. It's a balancing act. Yeah. So like we wouldn't hit both though, because like both are important. You know what I mean?
And, and it's tough too, because of the lane that we're in, bro. Like, Zoomies wants the Mad Scientist stuff. Like, they've got 650 stores nationwide. So, like, that would be game over. That would be like our Kroger or Walmart, right? But the first thing they ask is, how many social media followers do you have? And that's what everybody asks. That's what the kid that came in, first thing he said, how many followers you got? Yeah. How many views you got? That's the only thing people care about. And at the end of the day, bro, that's the only thing that does matter, because you can't fake that shit. If you fake it, they can see it. And if you don't fake it and don't have it, then you're not there yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? So so when it comes to the Mad Scientist stuff, we hide it from the brand, we hide it from everything else on 2 levels. One, because we want it to remain hidden and be cool, but also like we don't want to do the legwork of the social media and trying to get, we're pulling teeth to try to get 12,000 followers, right?
Social media is a full-time job.
Full-time job, right? But so when it comes to this, it's like that's all Zoomies cares about is how many followers you have. And it's like, well, okay, before you ask that, like it's a hidden room. It's all white from floor to ceiling. Looks like a cartoon, and we can do a commercial for you guys. Don't care. It's all about the follower content. Yeah. How many followers you have. And like I said, like that's the truth, bro, because if you got 40,000 followers, you're making sales, right? If you've got 12,000 followers, you're making 3 days run, right? So, but once you got to get to those 7 days a week, like type fans, right? So it's like you can't fake that stuff, and it's so crazy, man. It's so hard to get to that point, but like just the social media, making sure that everything's on point. Where like, how do I find it? Nate's, FarmerNatesSauce.com, Farmer's Nate's Sauce on any of it.
I try to keep it all the same across the board, from like the website to the social.
as soon as another, like as soon as club pops up or like one of these forums pops up, like I download it and I just the Native
save
brand.
the name.
Yeah,
that's what I did with Twitter. I never used Twitter, but I just secured the name just because I didn't want somebody else to grab it before I.
They will too, bro. Yeah. There'll be these little 12-year-old kids that come in here and go, "Oh, I like Native. See if they got a Twitter account yet." And it's funny, like I got onto Twitter super early, bro. Like when they first started. So I got just at J Banks, and I did not know that I am the only white J Banks on the planet. I get there's a J Banks who's like he's like a governor or mayor in one city, a black dude, and then there's another J Banks, another black gangster in another city. But like I get tagged in everyone's post on Twitter, bro. Like everybody's tagging me, and it's just I don't know anybody on these things. But it's so crazy. It's just like that was the only one that I've got that I was actually J Banks. All the other ones have all been like, well,
had to be different.
Yeah. Like it's always J Banks 1, J Banks 12. Yeah, it's always got J Banks 3, 5, 7, 4, 2, 5. It's like I don't want that, bro.
I don't want that. No. Yeah. No, I get that. My name's. There is another Andrew. It's Andrew Isler, which is this dude. He found me on Facebook, added me, and we started messaging. And he's like, "How do you pronounce your last name? Are we related?" I'm like, "It's Eisler," and he was like, Eisler. He's like, "Oh, it must be German." I was like, "How did you know that? I am German." Yes. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm Swedish. It's Isler where I'm from." I'm like,
Spelled the same?
Spelled the same, front to back, but like it's pronounced completely different based on where we're from.
Yeah.
So like it's just because I have to tell people all the time through college. It was like, is it Andrew Eiler or Andrew Isler or Andrew or this or whatever the case would be. Like it's Eisler, like I slur, like that's. It is what it is, but like people could never get it right. I'm like, it is what it is. I just let you say what you want to say, and I'll correct you, and I'll sneak it in, and people are like, oh, I might have been pronouncing that the long time. I'm not trying to embarrass you.
That's how my last name is. My last name's Nonamaker, and it doesn't matter who I'd say. You know, if I'm like introduce myself as Nonamaker, they're like Nunamaker. They always say Nunamaker, and then the German, pronunciation is Nonmacher.
So,
oh, that's gotta be aggravating.
Yeah. So it's
that's funny, bro. That's not even close, bro.
Yeah. Not even.
Yeah. But then you went for a long time as Nate Dirt,
which is funny.
I don't know
because now I'm Farmer Nate.
Yeah. Wow, that's actually
I went by
funny.
Nate Dirt because my last name was Nonamaker, and then Joe Dirt. They were like, that's why Dad named you Joe Dirt instead, Joe Nonamaker.
No, that's hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
That was like the claim to fame for my last name.
Yeah, that long time. Yeah. There was Nate Dogg and Nate Dirt.
Yep.
I see him on. Yeah, he's still on security for somebody. He's bouncer and whatever. But like, he's still out there doing his thing.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, he is cool. He's cool for sure. But like old school, like I remember back like Nate Dirt, because like back in the Bazookas Go Bang days and stuff. Yeah, man. Yeah. What such a different lifetime. It feels like
15 years ago.
Yeah,
now.
but I'm sure it helped people pronounce your last name.
People still can't.
They still can't. Right. They still can't pronounce mine either. It's okay.
I got it easy, bro. I got it easy.
You do have it very easy.
There's not too many variations of banks. Yeah.
Everyone goes to a bank.
And then my first name too. Like I would just be like 10th letter of the alphabet. And I never forget it. Or like it'd be like, what was your name? Jay.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
all right, man. So is there any anybody you want to shout out? Anybody you want to say hi to? Anything you want to talk about before we get out of here?
I mean, if I was to shout out anybody, it'd just be everyone who's supported me. And,
For sure,
super thankful I wouldn't be able to do it without everybody, believing in me, I think. So, and then thanks to you guys for bringing me on. This was a good time.
For sure, man. It's just one step in the ladder, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think you've got some longevity here. Like I said, the hardest part is the hardest part's the name, and people just don't understand that, bro. Like the name means so much, and the product is second, right? Like you've got to get the attention before people are going to taste it. So same thing, you got to get the attention before people are going to wear it.
Yeah.
So native, like we did this native thing, and it was one of those. It was one of those things where like I had all these other logos and all these other ideas in my head, and I had all these friends that were like, "Yo, I've already got this Ohio logo shirt. Like, give me something else." And I'm like, "Bro, I'm just gonna keep putting this in people's faces until it's relevant. Like, just give me 6 months, bro. Let me just slap everybody in the face with this fish so much that by the time that they see it, they go, I've seen this before." Right? Like when they come in here, they're like, I don't know where I've seen this, but I know I've seen this before. And that's what happens, man. You just gotta repetition, dude. There was a commercial. I'm sure I've talked about on the podcast before. Yeah. Substation. It was such a substations like which by the way they were in my feed last week. Somebody was talking about the best Italian sandwich around in the city, and like 3 people commented and said Substation 2, which Substation 2 is just a generic version of Subway. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Like they don't have nearly as many Subways or whatever, but there was a commercial they did back in the 90s, and the guy was slicing meat, and he was just with the meat slicer, which multiple levels that shows that they have fresh cut meat instead of Subway shit. And he was like, we paid tens of thousands of dollars to for a marketing campaign to see what our competitors are doing that we're not. Right. And they go, at the end of the day, the marketing team told us repetition as he's cutting the meat, and there's a Substation logo right here. So the Substation logo is on the wall, and you can see it, you can't see it. You can see it, you can't see it. So the whole commercial, he's slicing this meat, and you see the logo over and over again. And he's like, we paid these people tens of thousands of dollars to tell us repetition. And bro, to this day, that commercial 20 years later is still in my brain. It's such a genius idea. And they saved me tens of thousands of dollars because they told me that they spent tens of thousands of dollars on how to compete with Subway. And at the end of the day, they said repetition. Logo, 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 logo. So for the first year, like I literally just slapped that one logo. I had all these other ideas to do, but it was like boom, 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 boom. Same one over and over until like everybody had it. And then I started releasing the other stuff. Yeah.
That's great.
So it works out, man. Like it's just little things you pick up, you know, being an entrepreneur. It's like you've got to keep your eyes open, your eyes peeled on what other companies are doing. And, you know, for us, like we try to press the boundaries and try to think outside the box and do these things that are going to make our company cooler and better. But, bro, at the end of the day, like the marketing that these companies did, like 99 cents is the smartest sales tactic in history, right? $1 dropped down to 99 cents is the smartest marketing in history. So you can't, like for us, like we don't abide by that because we do like our shirts are $33 instead of $32.99 or whatever. But like those are the things that like you can't forget because those are what like propelled these companies back in the 50s and 60s to start them today, bro. Like Nike's been around for how long did I say? 40 years? 40 years, bro. Nike's been around. That is not long, bro. I'm like
I would have thought they were around longer.
Yeah, like you think these companies have always been here, bro. 40 years. Like I'm 41, so I was 1 year old when Nike started making their deal. And speaking of that, Phil Knight went to Magic Johnson his rookie year and said, "We want you on the Nike team." And Magic goes, "Yeah, I got some deals in the works for Converse and a couple other places." Phil goes, "We're not going to be able to pay you Converse prices, but I'll be able to give you $100,000 in Nike stock, which was 18 cents a share, and we'll make." And it was the fucking Blazers, bro. It was the that everybody's wearing right now. All the Nike Blazers, like the ones that Sal has over there, the 1977 versions.
Yeah.
So they wanted to make a Magic version, which just said Magic on the back. And Magic turned it down and went with Converse because Larry Bird got a Converse deal for $90,000, and Magic goes, "I want a Converse deal." They were going to give it to him for $80,000, but he asked for $100,000, so they gave him a deal for $100,000 for the Converse deal. And Magic goes, "I want my name on the shoe," and Converse was like, "Whoa, player, hold on a minute. Like, I think you're pushing the boundaries a little bit too far." But Phil Knight in his contract said, "We'll give you $100,000." In stock, and then we'll give you $1 per shoe that sells, right? Bro, that stock today is worth $5.2 billion with a B.
Billy.
With a B, bro.
Billy Goats. Woo!
How crazy is that? So he passed on Nike, on Phil Knight, and like they were like when he sat in this interview, they were like, yeah, like Magic's got deals coming in left and right, and Magic was like, "Oh yeah, I'm talking with Phil Knight right now." And then these dudes that own like Westco Bank or whatever, they were like, "Oh, I hope you pass on that deal. That dude's a fruit. You know, he doesn't know what he's doing."
Mistake.
Wow. Yeah.
$5.2 billion, bro. Off of imagine your first contract that you get ends up being worth $5.2 billion, and that's not including how many $1 per shoe he would have sold.
Right.
That's
Right?
just intro.
That's like
Hindsight is 2020.
Yeah, that's 40/20, bro.
Man.
40/20.
That's.
But so and anyways, dude, HBO. If you guys have it, watch out. Watch The Winning Times.
Yeah,
it's a great series.
I've been meaning
bro.
to watch it. I saw that Jerry West was really salty about how they portrayed him, so I was like, I got to check it out.
It's a great show.
Yeah.
So like I was talking to when we were watching we interviewed the Cincinnati Warriors. It's a brand new Cincinnati basketball team that's literally like 6 months in the making, bro.
Pro
They're
basketball, like
new.
semi-pro, like G League level. So like they're
Tight.
filtering guys to the NBA.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we got them on the podcast at the beginning of the month, and I asked those guys if they were watching the show, and both of their heads blew up, bro. They're like, I couldn't imagine like being in that position of owning a team 6 months into like a newly like revised team, and then watching this winning time show where like they're like, how do we do this, man? How do we, like we need the Laker girls.
Yeah.
And they brought them out and they looked like the Rocketeers with the legs jumping up and doing this. And the owner was like, "No, dude, no, I don't want this ballet shit. Like, I want something else." And his daughter knew that he's a slut, and like he's got this whole book of like Polaroids of nothing but like naked girls with phone numbers on them, so like he can call them when he misses them and shit. And she was like, "This is what we need. This needs to be the Laker girls, right?" So like, it's amazing, bro. And then they were like, "Look, we're in Hollywood." Right, like let's get celebrities down here. So let's do a one row that's on the floor. So up until then, it was wall, right, and then the seats. Let's just do one row in front of the wall that's there for celebrities only, right? And so the first game that they played was against Chicago, and they've got like a look-alike Jack Nicholson standing there, like right on the floor, but
a look-alike.
Yeah, bro, to a T. That was crazy.
Wow.
How much. And I'm still in the middle of the series. I haven't finished it, but like they've got Mike Epps as Richard Pryor. Like they've got some bangers in there, dude. Like every time they've got who's the dude with the nose? Adrian Brody.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
With the nose, the pianist.
Yeah.
He plays Pat Riley, bro.
Oh, okay.
And so I didn't know this,
Riley,
but like bro, they used to make fun of Pat Riley's voice.
Yeah.
They said that Pat Riley sounded too gay, so he would never be an announcer. So like this first season when he was on the Lakers, like every time he was going to talk, like dude put his hand up. Like it would be like me, like every time like Andrew's trying to talk and I just put my hand up and you have to shut the fuck up, bro, because I didn't want you to say what you were saying. Yeah, but it's so crazy seeing like how this dude was like on the verge of being broke, bro. Like money, the bank's coming after him. He's just got this idea like, let's turn the Lakers into something fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's definitely worth watching.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, this has been another long episode, bro. I'm down for it. It's 9:15 now. We started this has almost been 3 hours again.
Yeah, probably. We're just short about 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes will be 3 hours. So
dope.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well,
thanks for letting me take a pee break.
For sure, bro.
Yeah.
That sangria ran through me.
For sure. I mean, it's one of those things where like it runs so fast because you're just conversating and then you get into one conversation, sub-conversations.
Hey, by the way, Mark Borison liked the post 30 minutes ago, which I'm sure that was exactly when we were talking about Jungle Gyms probably.
Yeah.
So shout out to Mark Borison, man. If you're still watching, bro, I love you. I love your podcast. I love your mentality. This is one of those dudes, like when I met Mark Borison, I was like, he's a fucking star, bro.
Oh,
he is so good at everything he does. Like, and when I saw him, I'm like, bro, you are the character that I see on YouTube all the time, right? And then maybe a year later, I'm watching my YouTube, and I knew that he had his own. He was like a host of one of the shows on there, but like I never followed it. I never watched him. All of a sudden, he was in my algorithm, bro. Like his videos of YouTube were in my algorithm, and it was literally exactly what I thought, bro. Like to a T. Like this dude is so good. He needs to be on like one of those like iMac demonstration like videos or like one of those like YouTube like. He is so spunky and entertaining.
He has a great personality.
Bro, so quick-witted, man. So quick-witted with it. So, like, I love the fact that they built him a podcast out there in Jungle Gyms. I'm like, low-key, I'm super bummed because the first 2 seasons, we shouted out Jungle Gyms every single episode. We were like, bro, go to Jungle Gyms. Like, this is the place because of the fact that, like, I watch all these YouTubers that have... they have to order the Carolina Reaper and they have to wait for it to get in, or if they want to order like, that fruit that tastes terrible. What's that fruit that just is like this worst smelling fruit? It starts with a D.
I know what you're talking about.
Anyways, man, so they've got like all this like crazy stuff. You can the tarantulas, the zebra tarantula that I bought. Like you can go there and buy all this stuff like on demand and bring it home same day. So like the fact that they're in our backyard, like I used to shout them out every day, bro. Like every time we were on the podcast, like Go to Jungle Gyms. You can get all this stuff. I went down there and bought 32 different water bottles. So different waters from all across the nation, all across the world. Like, and we did a water contest at my house where we did like the pH balance of every single one of them.
Yeah.
I got 7,000 views in the first like day, and then I had somebody trying to put a water Kagan system in my house out there like the next day, bro. They were like, "Hey, there's so many people that drive by your house. Let's put a water system in here, and they can come in here and just buy it monthly." I didn't do it, but just the fact that Jungle Gyms is that accessible here in the city, I was like,
find
bro,
anything.
Oh, anything. Yeah. You can find Nate's hot sauce over there, bro.
There you go.
You know what I mean? You can find the death nuts and the like all that crazy stuff on that same section, man.
Yeah, it's great. It's always a treat when you get to go, you know. Like for me, I don't go all the time. I don't go like once a week. But when I do go, it's like such a treat.
Which one do you go to? The one
I go both of them. Mainly Eastgate. I know it's not much closer, but it feels closer.
Me too.
I mean, if it's closer, maybe by like a mile or two. But yeah, it just feels closer to me. It's easier drive to do.
Oh, so, look at that dog.
Ooh, the dog.
But fair.
Man, and like the Fairfield is definitely OG. I feel like the one in Eastgate might be set up better, where like it's easier to find things.
It's not
like,
such a maze. Yeah.
The other one's so big, it's like it's just monstrous, bro. But like one
they
thing,
have a cool mirror at that one though. The mirror, like, put your head up. Like,
oh yeah, bro. One thing that you got to try next time you go to Jungle Gyms, because they don't like. I can't find these apples anywhere other than Jungle Gyms. They're called sugar bee apples.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit, bro! Like first of all, they last a long time. Like they can sit in your fridge for like 3 months before they go bad.
Nice.
But they are the sweetest, juiciest, like dribble coming down your mouth after you bite into it, bro. And they're
called sugar bee.
Sugar bee, okay. Yeah. It's a mix between two apples, and they're only 2 years old. Like they came out in like 2020. That was the first year that they're basically like you are, bro. They're taking different apples and they're like crossbreeding them to see what happens. And these things are phenomenal, bro. Like I'm big on the snap, right? Like when you bite into the apple, where like that skin's like, it's got it. It not only does it have it, you got the dribble on the side of the mouth, and they're so sweet, bro. They're the best by far apple I've ever had.
I'll look into them next time I'm there. I'll get some.
Yeah, they're in stock right now, and that was one of those things, man. Where like once they're gone for the whole season. So you got to get them while you can.
Oh, okay.
And bro, like when they weren't in season, like me and the wife, every time we were at a grocery store, we were trying to find it. Didn't matter where we were. But all right, man. Did we hit that 3 hour mark now?
Just short of it.
We're trying to go Joe Rogan on this, bro. That's all we're trying to do.
Right. Yeah.
All right, Nate. Well, I appreciate you coming in, bro. So it is Farmer Nate's Sauce on all the social media, and it's also farmernatessauce.com. If you want to buy the stuff, the closest place to buy it is Jungle Gyms. There was a place in Hyde Park. Dutch's in Hyde Park. So that's probably going to be like the closest place in the city, right, to pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, well, ETC Produce is in Findlay Market, so that's pretty close to like downtown. And then, Kramer's Market over off of Buttermilk.
Those markets, are they open 7 days a week, those type of markets, or is that weekend type things?
I'm pretty sure most of them, so if they're
Findlay's
not
open 7 days.
Yeah, and Kramer's Market's open 7 days. I think their hours might change on Sundays, but yeah, they're open 7 days a week. It's not like a weekends only type of thing. So.
Cool. All right, man. I think if you end up doing those 1 ounce bottles, I'd like to buy a bunch and just keep them in here, just so people can stop in here and try them.
Yeah,
and we'll try to help you out as well, bro.
Yeah, man, for sure.
I'm gonna have to get you to do some shirts too.
Brian, whenever you're ready, man, we can collaborate on design. We can just come up with one if you want to. One for you and the wife, and then we can make a couple onesies for babies out there that want to try that hot sauce.
Yeah, man.
That'd be the way to, bro. You want to talk about marketing, man? Start putting that hot sauce in babies' mouths and see what happens.
Man, that would be. They would not.
Well, that's how like back in the day. That's what you would do if your baby was sucking its thumb. You would put hot sauce on it, or like pepper.
All right.
Yeah, but
there's hot. It's hot.
It's hot.
It's hot.
My baby wouldn't like that.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it on some kid.
Yeah.
Not one we know. Just have one kid try it.
Yeah, scar him for life.
On accident. I don't want to.
Right, like keep Charlie away from.
We'll put a couple Skittles out on the table with some hot sauce.
Yeah.
See if anybody picks them up.
See what happens. Yeah, roll the dice.
Hey.
Risk taker. But I appreciate you coming on, Nate.
Yeah, thanks
man,
for having
known
me.
you like my whole life, man.
Yeah.
So like it's nice to see. We've come so far, man. Like we've done our thing, and here we are.
Yeah, I appreciate
All
it.
growed up.
Yeah,
man.
building things.
Just the
Yeah.
beginning of the journey too, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
can't wait to see what you do with this, bro. Because if you're this good with your first two sauces, I can't wait to see what you do with the next 10, bro. Because that Kentucky Tang, I'm telling you, is that's such a wild flavor, bro.
Fire.
Yeah.
I'm glad
So
you like it.
Favorite
the
sauce.
bottles are like $9.99.
Yeah, like $9.99, $10. It kind of varies between stores, but it's all around.
Make sure it's $9.99.
Yeah.
That 99 cents goes a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over
It
that
is
10
genius.
mark.
Yeah.
He's right.
It's $10 flat on my website, but I might change that.
So that's the
$9.99.
thing, man. It's like I hate seeing all the numericals on it. I like the simplicity of the 10.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why that 99 went so far for so long.
Right.
You know what I mean?
in the
Yeah.
people's heads. It's
Yeah.
psyche, man.
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah.
gonna. It works. So, but yeah,
All
man.
right. All right, man.
Oh.
You guys had another episode of a marketing tip from Native Brand and Nate, Farmer Nate over here. So, all right, man. Until
Sweet.
next time, we will see you next Tuesday. Who's on next Tuesday? We've got
Matt Waters.
Matt Waters on.
Matt
Yeah.
Waters, musician. He's amazing. His performances are next to none. So like, come check it out. We'll be here next Tuesday.
Yeah, I can't wait for that
Yep.
dude to be famous, bro. So we can be like, hey, look, like we
Yeah.
interviewed him.
Yeah,
before anyone
right.
else had him.
He's famous. He just isn't there yet. he's killing it, man. For real.
Sure.
Yep.
All right. Well, everybody, I appreciate you. And a quick shout out to Duffified Experience Group.
Mm-hmm.
Chef Duffy is a huge friend of mine, fan of the brand, and now he's the official sponsor of Native TV. So appreciate you, brother. Thanks for always tagging us and posting and doing all that good stuff, man. We'll make sure that we scratch your back as well. So,
Yep.
all right, check this out. We got a new outro.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we'll see you
Bye.
soon next Tuesday.
Later.